That's all it is.
I need something bigger, Edgar.
You don't put them through a workout.
I need a guagua, Edgar. Dímelo bien, yo.
Did you get this shout out?
What they gonna say now? What they gonna say now? What they gonna say now? Huh? What they gonna say now? What they gonna say now? Habla ahora. Cabrones, habla ahora. What they gonna say now?
Watch out, take it.
Huh? What they gonna say now? What they gonna say now? Zane, what they gonna say now, Zane?
They're gonna say they love you.
And what we doing?
We're gonna take over
No,
the
but
world.
what we doing right now?
Right now we working.
We working. What they gonna say now? Dile, Boca, porque la gente que te gusta hablar mierda como con cojones, dile.
Que se meta esta vez. Va a cogerlo de.
¿Qué va a decir ahora? No va a hacer nada. What they gonna say now? Yo, Johnny, what they gonna say now? Chosen, what they gonna say now? Say nothing.
Nothing.
What they gonna say now?
Nothing.
What they gonna say now?
Nothing. It says my name.
Dímelo, ¿ah?
¿Está cansado?
Cho, sí.
Tú no vas a hacer nada hoy, ¿verdad? Manda.
Sí, yo para gimnasio, cabrón. Firmarte un contrato.
Tiene un contrato de 10 lucas.
Sí. Yo voy a comprar Ferrari para todo el equipo. Oíste. Fechemeli, reloj. Yo voy a comprar un caballo para Boca también. Mira, baby, mama va a salir el viernes también, oíste. Mi canción va a salir el viernes.
La yegua, vamos a comprar una yegua y le vamos a poner baby mama.
Sí.
It might be hitting me over. No, for sure.
Ah, cho, sí, ¿verdad? El nombre de caballo, baby mama.
Something the night was coaching said?
Something like
What's good with the fam? How y'all feeling, man? Just had to get into this Edgar Berlanga. You know, this is one of the new Zuffa signees, him and Hitchens. And he kind of flexing that, you know, what y'all gonna say now? Now he signed to Zuffa, but I'm telling you, man, Zuffa might be throwing the bag around, but it's gonna get tough when it's time to pull them names and those respectable opponents in there. Yeah, getting paid is one side of it, but if that's all you're gonna do and you ain't gonna really make no mark in the sport, you probably stay relevant, get you a bag or two, but if it's going to be against nobody, I don't think nobody going to give a damn about any of this. So we'll see. Yeah, he happy now, but hopefully it work out for him, right? Because if it don't, he going to be sick. Shout out to my homie, BN Boxing News. What's good with it, homie? How you feeling? Shout out to my dog, Marcus. What's good, homie? What's good with it, man? He said he can't wait until the brutal knockout. Yeah, man, you already know. Shout out to Jordan, my dog. Boxing building, the building. What's good, man? How y'all feeling? Yeah, man. Yeah, Shiraz beat the hell out of him. Shout out to Ashley's Corner. What's good, cuzzo? Hamza Shiraz put hands, feet, fingers, and toes all over. Elbows, shins, forearms. Hey, kitchen sinks, everything. He pieced Edgar Berlanga ass up and sent him into a nice layoff. Now he back with the Zuffa signing, and he flexing. What y'all gonna say now? You know what I'm saying? Y'all, you know what I mean? What y'all gonna do now? They done let him in the door, you know what I'm saying? He back. 7 grand, what up, homie? They done let Edgar in the door, man.
Edgar, te voy a mandar mi contrato, ¿está bien?
Dale. I'm gonna see you in the gym.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah, he clearly just want to get paid.
¿Qué tú quieres hacer?
He ain't trying to be
Te
great.
compré un Chimón, Claire, Louis V, Chanel. Y baby, vamos a romper, yo te quiero romper. Dale, baby, mamá. Mira, baby, vamos a salir viernes, oíste, este viernes. Activo.
Bro singing in
Dile,
Spanish.
Chosen. Dale, baby, mamá.
Mama, no, mama.
Oh, man, he got not the baby.
Mami, yo te monto.
Not the baby, too.
Si yo te
Knock
quiero
out some
romper.
money. Hey, look. Hey, Cuzzo. This the crazy part, though. Hold on. I gotta stop laughing real quick. Hold on. This is the crazy part, though. You think this shit gonna be sweet. See, one thing that I've noticed very early about Zuffa, Cuzzo, is they don't put you in there with they don't give you easy fights. So they celebrating shit all good now. Like, they got a roster, but as far as like having deep divisions within each, having a lot of talent within each division that they got, it's not a lot. I think they got like 8 divisions. The rest of boxing got 17. They got 8, and it's a limited amount of people that they got within those 8 weight classes. So if he up there is 68 or whatever, the picking's gonna be slim, but it ain't gonna be an easy fight. I could imagine whoever they manage to match him up with, it's not gonna be an easy fight. So he could celebrate all he wants. But I noticed this very early that Zuffa might be paying. And I'm going on what fighters are saying. They all sound satisfied. They saying they've been treated well. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? So maybe the money is good, but them fights ain't easy. Ask Robert Merriweather, was his fight just easy? He just lost his. They matched him up tough. They matching these dudes up tough. Shenard Bunch, I think, wasn't he over there? He got matched up tough. He got beat. You get what I'm saying? Dudes is getting beat. Like, these fights ain't easy. So they not protecting the records. None of that. So yeah, they'll sign you, pay you, give you opportunity, but they making you fight somebody worth the while. So he flexing that he on Zuffa, man. You know what I'm saying? He happy. I'm telling you, cuz they giving him Godzilla from the gate. He got
Yo, Monster.
No way.
Say what's up, Monster.
What's up, Monster?
Say what up, Brody.
Somebody should get in the comments and tell them, y'all heard Shiraz about to sign the Zuffa. Somebody should have got in the comments and be like, y'all heard Shiraz signing the Zuffa. Let's keep going, man.
What they gonna say now?
Nothing.
What they gonna say now?
Nothing.
What they gonna say now?
Nothing.
Everybody that was talking crap about Daddy, what they gonna say now?
Okay,
huh?
Talk to him, Edgar.
¿Qué tú quieres hacer? Te compré Gucci, Moncler, Louis V, Chanel. Yo te quiero romper.
Yeah, one thing about this, they all think they can sing, rap, sing, bro. No, what he said. Shout out to Edgar, though. One thing I could say, we be catching him in between fights and camps, and he don't be looking like, I ain't saying he's super slim, but he don't look fat per se, right? Like, he don't look fat. I know he get kind of heavy too, but he don't look like, crazy with it. You know what I'm saying? He look like he been working, which is a good thing. Like,
what they gonna say now?
Dude got talent. Like, he has talent. But real quick, I wanted to say this. Like, one thing with Edgar Berlanga, I said this, like, those knockouts, the shit that made him known and stand out to people, it was like a gift and a curse in a way. It was really good because he was able to get paid more than the average guy would for fighting the level of competition that he was fighting, from what I understand, right? So he was getting paid well, and he was getting them knockouts, getting notoriety. He had that buzz, but I don't think he was able to really learn a lot with those knockouts. And you know what I'm saying? So when he started going the distance, then you started to really see that he had to learn on the job and figure things out, right? So I think that's still the space that he's in, right? He's still being molded as a fighter, if you ask me, man. But, he got to get it together, because them losses start to pile up. It gets sticky. You know what I'm saying? So he got to get it together, man. He got to lock in and try to get the most out of his career. But the same thing that made him popping is the same thing that hurt him in the long run, because when he wasn't able to keep up with all of those first round knockouts, people started to write him off. And now they look at him as a laughable guy. Like, they don't even know the boxing world. For the most part, it seemed like when you speak about Berlanga, it's not a whole ton of respect. At least not the way it was when he was knocking everybody out. You know what I'm saying? So all it takes is a couple bad performances, some losses, a knockout loss, and they writing you off. You know what I'm saying? They put him in there with Jai. It ought to be wild, bro. I got to see, do they even got a 68 weight class? They don't? Oh, yeah. See? That's what that means. Then he got to go one up. Opulent was good with it. Shout out to my guy, 7 grand. Yeah, that mean he got to go up, cuzzo. It's just like Richards and Hitchens. Hitchens is talking about being over there on Zuffa. There's no 40 division on Zuffa, so we assume he going to 47. Yeah, it's gonna get sticky. And you see, this is exactly my point, cuz I didn't even think about that until you mentioned it. But yeah, look, no 68-pound division. Now you got to go to light heavyweight. Go ahead and play with them up there if you want to. You better pack a lunch, bro. It's gonna get thick. It's gonna get wild. And probably what it do, homie. How you feeling, OP? What's good with his character played a role of how people feel about him? Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, it's not just the way he talked, it's the way he behaved when fights get thick. Remember he turned into Count Dracula when he bit the dude. I know you remember that, OP. He was wilding. He got dropped in a fight, got dropped in a couple fights, took some L's, got knocked out by Shiraz. So for sure. But for the most part, people could stomach you. What I'm saying, OP, people could stomach that your character to a certain degree if you're winning with it, right? But as soon as they see a chink in that armor, it's over with. And then he showed them that, and they ran full blast. So now they laugh at him a lot, and they don't have the same level of respect that they used to have for him. So he's still young, which is a good thing. He can get that back, but I don't know how hard he's been working. I don't know what work he's been putting in, but seemed like he in some kind of shape, man. Hopefully he focused for whatever his next opportunity is, because again, with him signing the Zuffa, it's not deep over there, and it's gonna be dangerous. I'm telling you, if you go look up any of the cards so far with Zuffa, go look at the matchups, y'all. Nobody getting like gimme fights for the most part. Nobody's just getting like, all right, just anything. Nah, they matching you up with somebody that could beat you, or somebody else that's hungry that's gonna fight, and it's getting interesting. So they're celebrating early because I think they're thinking dollar signs and another opportunity, and that's cool. But we got to think about who you gonna fight. And I'm just questioning. I don't know for sure because I wasn't there, but I wonder how much homework, like how much thought had these guys given into making this move over there to Zuffa? Not beyond the money is what I'm saying. Like, did they consider roster? Did they consider the weight class that they're going to have to forfeit and fight in a whole nother weight class? That's both him and Hitchens, two recent signings, right? Did y'all take that into account? Like, who are y'all going to fight? Do you realize Zuffa is trying to be its own league? It's almost like they don't want to play ball with the rest of boxing. So when you start talking about how you going to snatch up all these belts and be this and that champion, you got to remember that's not the plan over there for Zuffa. Zuffa not in bed and in line and in step, lock and step with the sanctioning bodies. They on their own thing. They out here making trophies and trinkets for belt, just making up belts on the spot with no history behind it and nothing. So that shit just, this is going to be really interesting to see how this materializes for these dudes as they get these opportunities to fight for Zuffa, bro, because they seem happy. They seem happy, and look, salute to them. I hope they get their money, but my question just as a boxing fan, who are they going to get? Who are they going to fight to make this money? Get them saying who they going to be fighting to make this money. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Hendor. What's good with it? Hope the line will be thinking about feeding my family. It's all about the money. I'm telling you, you heard, hey, Cuzzo, you heard what Xander said to Boots. You heard what Xander said to Boots, so you know it's facts. You heard what he said.
Yo, AK, what they gonna say now? What they gonna say now? What them niggas gonna say now, man? Fuck they talking about. Stop, that's what I be saying. Stop that hating shit, man. Y'all niggas be hating too much, man. Get that fucking hate out your blood, man. Y'all niggas be fucking hating all the time.
He
hating, and none of y'all niggas say nothing to my face either. None of y'all niggas, none of y'all. Y'all all talk on the gram. Y'all all be talking on the gram. Y'all go on fake pages and talking shit. Y'all niggas ain't talking that shit in front of my face. I promise you, y'all not. That's on the set, though, you heard?
Roger, what up?
Johnny, why you on my live?
Looking at the comments.
Huh? What the fuck y'all gonna say?
Okay, Edgar, flex on them then.
Los haters siempre te gusta hablar mierda con cojones. Tú te hablas mierda, Berlanga, pero enfrente no hablas nada.
Okay, whatever.
Esos cabrones son pendejos, ¿oíste?
Whatever
It's in Puerto Rico.
Nice. Started calling out civilians. You stupid. Yeah, he wild. You know, he wild, man. That's been funny, man. He be mad. You know what, though? Not for nothing. It's like this, right, OP? You're going to get criticism because I think whenever you do something like sports, you're an athlete, public figure. You know how I go come with the game, the criticism, and the trolling to a degree. I think people have taken it to a whole weird, different level, bro. Like, talking crazy, like the thing is, the only place where I level with him, because he gotta understand and come with the territory. But like I said, there's been another line I think that people have crossed. Like, imagine talking crazy to somebody and like that's what you do online, but you would never do it in real life. The kind of energy people put out, it'd be so strange. But some of that stuff you just gotta ignore it, because like he said, look, you got another opportunity. You with Zuffa. Hey man, more power to you. I'm not rooting against you. I've always given Edgar Berlanga more grace than most people. Like, I never called him a bum because I don't think that he is. I don't think that this dude is a bum. Not at all, bro. What I truly believe about Edgar Berlanga is, again, I'm gonna say it, make it make sense for y'all. In my opinion, getting all those knockouts like that. Think about it. Those knockouts was coming in the first round, and in a minute and some change, less than 3 minutes of action. Right? Less than 3 minutes of action, all those knockouts. Think about the you not really learning enough there, right? You stretching people and getting them out of there so early that you're not having to go in your bag, go in your toolbox and dig deep and see what you got. And then by the time that you do get put in that situation, it was a little rough for you. You get what I'm saying? Because you done built up this persona of being this knockout artist, right? So you knocking everybody out and you got everybody expecting it. I think it was like 16 first round knockouts. As soon as you didn't get one, they're like, oh man, where the power at? And it started looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it catapulted you initially, and then it kind of stuttered your growth. Like on the narrow saying facts. You know what I mean? 808 was good. We said, tell him to say that Jose Benavidez Jr. Can Berlanga even be considered a gatekeeper? I mean, hey, he lose another time again. Yeah, he ain't too bad. You know what I mean? Got his ass kicked a little bit, OP, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, to me, you know what it is, Marcus? And again, I'll say this. I always like to give y'all something to consider or think about. Maybe see if you can make 160. If you don't have the chin for 68. I don't think he got a bad chin. I just think his defense need real work because of, like, you can't be getting hit with flush shots, if you get what I'm saying. Like, I've seen him take a good shot, but you can't get hit flush that cleanly that often, right? In the fight with somebody that got good accuracy, punch placement, timing, and all that stuff. Like, you just asking to get put out. You know what I'm saying? I think that's his biggest problem. His defense really could use some work. You get what I'm saying? His defense getting his head off the line and shit like that. He really could use some work with that. And I mean that as constructive criticism. But I'll say this, right? Sometimes you get way too much, way too fast. And what I mean by that is, I'm not knocking not one paycheck he ever made, no money he got. I salute that. But I think sometimes you could get a bit spoiled before you actually have to put that work in. And I'm not saying he wasn't putting no work in. He's stretching dudes, knocking dudes out. He riding high, right? But still, like, you get me, you was being endorsed by Terror Squad, Fat Joe. You running around with the big ass Fat Joe chains and all the jewelry and stuff like a fighter. It's fighters that been in the game much longer than you that's more accomplished and ain't had that kind of persona going on, right? So he got a lot real fast. Those knockouts came with a lot of gifts and a lot of praise, I think. And I think in the process, it stunted his growth because he wasn't learning now. Yeah, he was getting rid of those guys, but as soon as that level started to go up, it started to get a lot more difficult. And no, it's no fault of his own, but it's just the way the cookie crumbled. Like, it looks good on the outside, that knockout streak of all them first rounders, but then when you really dig deep past the surface and you're like, damn, these fights are less than 3 minutes. Each one of these, if you add all that up, he probably got less than a whole fight worth of, you know what I'm saying, time in the ring. But you got all those different fights. But if you actually add the time up, it's about the time that you will spend in a fight, one fight. So how much can you really learn there? And I'm not knocking it, but that's the way I've seen it, right? Like, I felt like had he been tested more while getting those knockouts, he'd have been more prepared as he elevated in level and competition. But because like he was just stretching guys, getting them out of there, first time somebody put up real resistance, it got sticky in there for him. So, and you seen some things started to get exploited. And then he had to bounce back. Then he took some tough losses. So we'll see, man. He's still young. He could definitely bounce back. It don't got to be over for him. You know what I'm saying? But he got to put the work in. He got to definitely put the work in. Let me see something. Hit that like button, y'all. Specs was good with it. Hosmer is a beast, man.
I'm from New York.
You're using as a gimmick. They just rode
Yo,
that
Rob
wave.
Dog, I'm from New York. I'm from New York.
Knockouts, man.
I'm from New York. I'm from New York. Not from fucking.
His head coach is longtime trainer Mark Farait. That's his head trainer. And of course his manager is Keith Connolly, the same dude that manages Richardson Hitchens as well as Teofimo Lopez. So they got the same management there. But I'm assuming he's gonna be fighting at 75 now, going to Zuffa without them having a 68 division.
I'm not from Texas. I'm not from fucking LA. I'm from New York. I'm from New York City. I talk like that. I was born and raised in New York, and that's what it is.
Shout out to you. Shout out to the city. Now, look, we don't know. Yeah, you could say if he got tested more, he would have got beat. He would have never got the Canelo payday, but that's not for sure. We don't know that. You know what I mean? I can't say that you're wrong for saying that because you see how things playing out for him now. And it seemed like had he got tested more earlier, maybe he got beat sooner. But who knows? Maybe if he got tested accordingly along the way, right? Instead of fighting like that knockout streak was all pretty much the same level of competition, right? That keeps the money flowing, that keeps the streak going, and that keeps your name hot. But what does it do for you long term? Does it really allow you to learn? Does it allow you to grow as a fighter? Now, every fighter is different. Maybe some fighters within that, they would have been able to learn. But I do think, look, respect to this dude. I do think he was feeling himself. I do think he got a little big-headed. I do. I think he got a little big-headed. He was feeling himself. That's why I said he got a little bit too much too fast. And what I mean by that, just because you was knocking out these low-level guys in the first round, respect to all your opponent and opposition, but you start feeling yourself because they like, man, you knocking everybody out. Like, think about it. Some of his knockouts was viral. Don't forget, like, he had some wild viral ass knockouts early. So, but I'm saying if they would have like, gradually up the competition, in my opinion, instead of focusing on the knockout streak, and you could understand why they would do that because knockout sells. So it's a tough situation to be in. You're going to ride that train until you can't no more. And I think that's what they did. So I don't fault them for that. And this is just my opinion on what could have happened, right? You see a guy out there stretching people, you want to keep that going. And he took it as long as he could. I think 16 fights before the first one, and he got tested and went the distance, got dropped and all that. So that's all I'm saying. Yeah, it's a possibility if they up the level of competition early, he could have lost and never made it to the Canelo payday. But there is a possibility if they had did it accordingly, he could have grown as a fighter instead of just getting a bunch of first-round knockouts that inflated his ego and his perception of himself instead of focusing on the boxing and the skill and the IQ. You thinking about how you're going to just knock everybody out. And we all know in boxing, you're not going to knock everybody out. So what's going to happen? We started to ask the question, what's going to happen the first time you box somebody and you don't knock them out? And we found out what happened. So, you know what I mean? I try to look at it both ways. You know what I'm saying? I understand what you're saying. Yeah, it's a chance, he could have started getting his ass beat early. You know what I'm saying? For sure. But there's hope, and there's still a chance that he could have been allowed to grow as a fighter and progress a little bit better instead of being put in there with a bunch of guys. Like, no matter what you say, every now and then you can fight a really good fighter, and maybe you catch him cold early and knock him out in the first round or something like that. But 16 of them, you got some power, but that also says something about the level of competition, because we seen when it jumped a bit, a level or a notch or two, we see what happened. So That's all I'm saying, man. That's why you got to groom fighters accordingly. That's why matchmaking, especially early in a fighter's career, is I think, pivotal. You know what I'm saying? You really need to be matched up the right way. You need to be tested so you can grow and not be stagnated. You know what I'm saying? And I think he was stagnated by the same thing that made him successful, all them knockouts. Shout out to Conquest. What's good, homie? How you feeling, bro? Shout out to my dog, man. Marcus, what's good, homie? Let's keep rolling, man. Let's see what else he had to say. Educated Jad, my dog. What's good, family?
Sí, la gente te gusta hablar mucho mierda, Berlanga. Yo no sé el por qué. Yo no sé el por qué. Ah, yo sabes. Mira esto.
I speak Spanish.
Bonito, tengo dinero, sabe pelear, cantar. Son un boxeador, superestrella.
Edgar said, y'all thought I was finished,
también.
huh? Edgar said, y'all thought I was finished? Nope. No, sir. I ain't finished, though.
A lot of y'all niggas that like to talk mad shit about me. When y'all see me, y'all see me in person.
He's still accusing him of the gloves. He's still accusing him of that.
Soft energy.
He accused Hamza of the hand wraps, but I just ain't buying it. I'm gonna be real with you. Look, maybe he got his reasons, obviously, for why he feel that way, but I just don't think he had the result and nothing like that. I don't think he had to cheat. I think those shots that he was getting hit with was far too flush, way too often and early. Like, you get what I'm saying? That ass whooping commenced early. You know what I'm saying? He started getting punched on early, and he wasn't getting out of the way of none of that stuff, bro. He was getting beat up, bro. He really was getting his ass handed to him. And that's the part that he not taking into account. He could say what he want, but it looked like a goose chase because he don't got no evidence, no proof. It ain't like a Margarito and Cotto's story where Cotto was able to show some proof and make all of us aware of him being cheated. It ain't that. It's just like a witch hunt at this point, and you looking salty like you don't know how to lose. And that is what concerns me too. Instead of taking the loss, like, you know what, I just wasn't on top of my game and I lost to the better man. You really comfortable with convincing yourself and trying to convince the viewing public, the listening public, hey, y'all, the reason I got knocked out like that because he was cheating, man. His hand wraps was loaded. Nah, man, it wasn't that. He ain't had no loaded hand wraps. He put hands on you. That's what happened. He was piecing you up. You couldn't get out of the way of none of them shots. That's what went on. We're not no damn fools. Like, you get me? You got beat up, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's a little bit concerning moving forward because you almost feel like he's not able to accept the fact that you lost to a better fighter. A lot of people felt like Hamza Shiraz was going to beat you, and he did. He put belt to your ass, and it happened. You know what I mean? Shout out to behind the hand. Shiraz beats Edgar 10 out of 10 times, and I don't disagree with that at all. I think he beats him every single time, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I hate the way he do that knuckle sandwich. I ain't gonna lie. He overdo it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the glove wrap is BS for sure. Marcus, appreciate you with the 10-piece and the Cash App. Always showing love, man. Much love to my dog, man. Appreciate my guy, Marcus. Much love. Yeah, man. So I ain't buying the whole hand wrap, conspiracy. But he gotta let that go, man. I think a lot of people would respect it if he just came out and said, you know what? He was punching, man. He was punching, and he caught me with some stuff. You know what I'm saying? He caught me with some shots early, and, he got me. What's the harm in that? Seriously, though, what's the harm in saying that, y'all? What's the harm in saying, you know what? Went there and just lost to a better man. Shout out to Shiraz, man. I'll get my rematch, though. I'll work my way back. So you get me? Think about what everybody in here, bro. Seriously. If he took that ass whooping, right? Cal Cooler, bless his family. How you feeling? Shout out to A-Beezy. If he took that ass whooping, y'all, and he came out when they got on the mic and asked him what's up, and he says, you know what? I was just in there with a better man. He got the best of me, man. He was on top of his game, and he was punching, man. He got me. But you know what? I'm gonna work my way back. Say however you need to know. They say I ain't done. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get my lick back. I'm gonna fight my way back, and hopefully I get a rematch. But I'm gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine what you would say as a man if he said that. there's no way you can have an issue with that because you would be like, that's accountability, acceptance. He moving on and he got plans if he can to get back to him. We'd be like, yo, salute to you for that. You get what I'm saying? We wouldn't have no issues whatsoever with him saying that. We'd leave it at that. We'd be like, that's what's up. And we'll be more receptive to him as fans, but you can't continue to, like, yeah, for lack of a better term, you can't continue to hold your nuts on people. Drop your nuts on people, should I say. However you want to look at it. You get what I'm saying? You can't continue to do that. So at some point, you got to be like, bro, he got me. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you, bro, you'll win more people over doing that. Yo, he got me. Shiraz is a good fighter, bro. He's a good fighter. He's a good fighter, bro. He got me. You get me? Think about it, though. As a real sports fan, as a person that really loves the sport, you hear that man admit it and just be real. What would you say? You'd be like, you know what? Next time Berlanga fighting, I'm watching him, bro. I'll watch this dude again because he realistic, man. He kept it a bean, man. Look, I went out there, just wasn't my night. This dude was on top of his game, and I was getting caught with some stuff early. And you know it's boxing. It only take one punch, but he was putting them things together on you. He pieced you up and stopped you, bro. That was ugly. He put hands on you. So that's all you had to say. And I don't think it's a single soul that's real and legit that wanted to look at that and say, you know what? All right, it's just what it is. But when you like, man, you still carrying on hand wraps, like he was cheating. We like, bro, just chill, man. I get it. Them punches might have been hurting, but it looked crazy for you to accuse them and you can't prove it. And you get me? Just say, yo, he was punching more than I thought. That's all. It's okay. We ain't mad, Berlanga. Shit, people take L's. You know what I mean? Shiraz could fight, bro. He could box. He got some hands. You know what I'm saying? Man, he said accountability is overrated. Manny TV in the building. Cut in the building. What's good with it? Then his girlfriend and his mom started that BS. They was rocking with it. They wasn't telling him to chill. Yeah, he living off that payday for sure. Shout out to Emmanuel, my dog in the building, man. I like him, though, man. Not gonna lie, he didn't take off. Saying right, though. Nah, he didn't, but you know what I chalk that up to, bro. Realistically, fam, I chalk that up to sometimes, like in the midst of winning, you ever see it where guys be in the middle of pulling off their gloves, but the referee is still trying to grab their hand and like hold it up while they're announcing the winner? And you ever see them be in the middle of doing that and then they'll just stop and get their hand raised and still have their gloves on? Like I've seen that before. I've seen people even make it out the ring with gloves on before. Now, it's not all the time. And look, I could understand suspicion, but without anything outside of suspicion, you can't really push the issue like that. You come off as a sore loser. You get what I'm saying? And then there's going to be people that say you're delusional because it's just skill set that puts you in that position or lack thereof. And the lack of defense and head movement, bro, you don't get your head off the line. You lost every round to Canelo like the same way you got dropped, like he was piecing you up. You made zero adjustments and you got the nerve to be screaming hand wraps. It's not hand wraps. That's Berlanga. And I mean that is like constructive criticism. I ain't no coach, trainer, I ain't no fighter, but I'm observing. And what I see is a guy that I think if you could accept the reasons and understand why you lost, then you can get better in those areas and prepare yourself for whatever the next fight is. But if you hell bent on convincing yourself and selling to the people, hey man, it was hand wraps. That's why. But he was piecing you up with them hand wraps. Keep it a buck. It wasn't like the fight was even and it was back and forth. It was ebbs and flows. And he just cracked you with one crazy shot. And because he had hand wraps on, he knocked you out. No, he was putting hands, feet, fingers, and toes, knees, elbows, shins, and all that. You get what I'm saying? Knuckles, all tight. He was hitting you with all kind of shit. Man, every phalange and extremity was touching you, bro. The only thing he didn't do is literally put a boot up your ass, yo. Literally, bro. I'm not even joking. And that amount of time that it took him to knock Berlanga out, he did everything but hit him with an actual kitchen sink and put a boot up his ass. Because I'm telling you, he pieced him up. It just wasn't a good night for Berlanga. He didn't win a single round. It wasn't looking good for him at all, bro. It got bad. You get what I'm saying? Like, that shit got ugly quick. So, it just, man, I don't know. I respect it, man. Accept your losses the same way you do your wins. You get what I'm saying? And when you talk the way you talk, when you were stretching people, when you don't get the upper hand, you got to be able to take the loss on the chin. People will always respect the guy that can take a loss and move. Manny Pacquiao is a prime example of a good sport. For the most part, that Floyd thing got him a little salty, but for the most part, Manny Pacquiao could get knocked out cold and he'll wake up smiling and everything all good, and he'll give his opponent credit and just move on. Probably try to get a rematch or some shit, right? But the rest of these guys, like, they're not as gracious as that. They can't take a loss and just move on. But telling you, man, I hope he really been putting some work in, because I would like to see how good Edgar Berlanga could actually be. I think he do got legit power. But I think that's just stagnated his growth a bit. But I think if he continue to work and stay disciplined and stay hungry, I think he can still get some out of his career. So let's see how Zuffa gonna work out for him. I don't know who he gonna fight. Mind George's technique was good with it.
Ya, mira, The Angel, tú sabes, activo este viernes, papi, ponte ready. Ponte ready, cabrón, oíste. Facts, in person, you're gonna be like, baby mama, a mí me gusta como mama. Mary Love, I know Mary Love. Let me see. That's a guy or a girl? I know Mary Love, trust me, I know, but there's a lot of haters, there's a lot of niggas, there's a lot of guys that's you know what I'm saying, that's around me, that was around me, that talk a lot, they do all of this. Habla mierda, ¿verdad, Johnny? Dile.
He big overnight said, who you fighting next? Hey, big overnight, I swear, bro, that's $1 million question, fam. Who he fighting next? Because Zuffa is going to get interesting. Two things I know. They don't got a deep-ass roster well, they don't have no 68-pound division. Cuzzo just let me know that. And they don't got a deep roster at 75. Yo, Ja Opataya is over there at 175 right off the bat. That's wild. Just imagine the thought of that fight happening, y'all. Bro, that'd ruin him. That'd turn him into an official gatekeeper. That'd be all kinds of bad for you. So I gotta look that up. I gotta look up who Zuffa got on they light heavyweight roster, because that Ja Opataya is not the answer, bro. Not if you talking about getting back right. You better not go nowhere near that maniac, bro. I'm telling you that. And he proved without a doubt. He proved to me, like, I ain't saying he just beats any and everybody, but ain't a lot of people I got beating him right off the top of my head either. You know what I'm saying? And he proved what people already been saying about him, that he could box with that power. Man, pack a lunch playing with that maniac, bro. Ja Opataya be trying to leave you in the dirt, bro. He be trying to put you in the dirt. Put his ass in the dirt. Like, that's what he be trying to do. He be trying to leave you there, bro. Like, them punches got bad intentions written all over him. He don't got no regard for your safety, human life, none of that. Worry about all that shit later, bro. That dude fought with his jaw wired and all types of shit. He cut a little different. I don't care what nobody said. You get your shit wired and you could bite down and fight through it without getting the fight stopped. You a different breed. I don't give a damn what no fan and nobody talking about. And still win the fight? Nah, bro. You officially a different breed. So that's the kind of guy Ja Opataya is. And there's no way that off a layoff and a knockout loss, they dare put you in there with him. But, bro, that shit gonna get super ugly. You get me? Say he can box. I guess he chose not to in the pros because he's knocking everybody out. That's what it be, mind George. A lot of these dudes be having that skill where they can box, bro, but then they fall in love with the power, but rightfully so, because the power keep people talking. I've heard fighters describe, they say the feeling of knocking somebody out is like, it's like drugs. It's like intoxicating, bro. So people like that feeling. And like I said, you like the pats on the back. You like the notoriety. You like the viral knockouts. You like the money that you getting with this shit, right? You like the fact that you keep winning. So yeah, it's easy to fall in love with it. But when you start getting tested, when you start losing, that really tells that really speak values about your character, how you're able to bounce back, if you're able to stay disciplined and get better and grow. And that's the stage where he at. It ain't completely over for him. Obviously, somebody's seen value in him to offer him a deal of any kind and sign him, right? So He gonna have another opportunity. Let's see what he do with it though. You know what I mean? But like I said, I got to look up who they got over there at 75 because it's not gonna be easy, man. I'm telling you, you got Cuzzo. You better stay away from that maniac job, Ty. Yeah. And that's the same thing for all these other guys. They gonna have trouble. I'm waiting to see what's gonna happen to Richardson Hitchens in his IBF situation because we know what happened to Ja going over there to Zuffa. Now Hitchens over there too. We're gonna see. It's gonna get weird though, man, because they're not gonna be able to fight for none of those belts and none of the regular sanctioning bodies. And I don't think they realize that. I don't think they realize that.
Too much haters, man. Too much haters. It's too much. It's a lot. It's bad. It's not good. That's why I laugh, right? Because God is so good. God is so good that all the hate y'all do, he just continue to just show y'all. Don't hate on Berlanga. Don't hate on Berlanga. Don't hate. Envidioso. Mucha gente envidioso de mí. Yo hablo claro con usted. Mucha gente está envidioso con Berlanga y no sé por qué.
Yeah.
And look.
So, man, that's Xander Berlanga. He recently signed. Yeah, Hitchens. Isaiah, he ain't got no choice because they ain't got no 40-pound division. So he got to go to 47. You know what I'm saying? He got to. But I got to find out. Let me see if I can find out who they got, man. Let me see. Let me see if I can get the answer to that dude. So lame, IG was cutting him off. Service just started disrupted out of nowhere, right? Yeah, you look. Yeah, look. They saying Zuffa. Let me see. Yeah, they saying signing and moving to 175. Edgar Berlanga recently signed a multi-fight deal with Zuffa Boxing. Because the promotion does not have a super middleweight division, Berlanga is expected to move up to compete in the light heavyweight division, like we saying. Beck, Nurmagomedov. Who the hell is that? I don't know who the hell that is. Steven Sumter. Ja Opatai. Yeah, they light. They light. Yeah. It's light up there. It's light up there. It's light up there. It's light up there. That's what a lot of those dudes gonna run into. That's the problems they're gonna run into. That's crazy. And it's wild because they're gonna end up putting them in there with people that match up well. Watch. It ain't gonna be named people, but they not gonna be easy fights. Watch, they're gonna make these people fight for that money. I'm telling you. Yeah, educated jab, because he signed to Zuffa. They don't got no 140, so he got to go to 47. Just like with Berlanga, he had 68, but they don't got no 68 division. So now he got to fight at 75. And he better hope he do well. Shout out to the Queen Leagues. How you feeling? Always good to see you in the building. Berlanga got stopped by Hot Rod. I'm telling you, man, Berlanga got some work to do. He got his work cut out for him, but it's not going to be easy competing and really carving out a name for yourself in a division that's not deep with talent. But the talent that's there, you got a damn complete monster and Opatai. This is going to be real. I can't wait to see this unfold. I don't know how they're going to pull this off, y'all. I'm being really serious. Like, where are they going to get these names from if they don't want to play ball with nobody else? Like, it's like they want to just do their own thing, put on their own shows, put on fights with people that they sign within their own stable. I don't see how they going to manage and maintain like that. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it, man. Strange, man. Strange, man. Strange. Eddie Hearn responded. He did a video talking about. Yeah, I'm truly curious about like how they gonna manage. And I'm just, strictly from just being a fan, I'm interested to see like. Because I'm looking at it, and I had a picture of their whole roster, and you see the names up there. I think they had about 100 fighters, but when you split that up, you divide that 100 or so fighters they had on that list, divide that by the 8 divisions that they got. You get what I'm saying? You see how that everything just drastically break down? And it ain't even like everything divides evenly. It's like some of these divisions don't even seem like they got 10 signees in it a piece, right? So how do you mix and match the talents, and how do you make fights that make sense or justify the money that is being reported that y'all paying some of these people to go over there and fight on that platform? Like, think about it. Y'all got to have some type of budget or some deep pockets if you're able to just have Conor Benn come over there for a one-off to fight Regis Prograis and then pay him $10 million or something like that to fight him. Like that's crazy. That's crazy. It's like that, you know, that amount of money, and it's a non-title fight at 150. No, neither one of them fight at 150. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like you got them fighting at a division that neither guy fight at, and you paying them that much money to do it. And I wonder how much you paying Regis. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Like, this is just strange. Or maybe I'm looking at it wrong, y'all. Because I never, did any of y'all hear that Regis signed to Zuffa? I ain't hear nothing like that. So maybe that's how they'll do it. Maybe they will be willing to fight with other fighters that's from other. I don't know. I just don't know how that's gonna work. I really don't, because I don't know who Regis will be signed to right now. Anyway. Africa gonna get stripped. That's what I'm saying. That yeah, they released their pay scale. Chosen to be only Zuffa boxers. Some of the pro box fighters can now choose to fight in their true weight and still get paid properly. Still early. Yeah, it is definitely still early. I just question how they're gonna pull it off in terms of like the talent, how they're gonna mix and match it there. I think they will eventually boxing that. I think because to truly succeed, you don't want to limit yourself by only having 8 weight classes, right? You want to be able to expand.
Speaking badly about.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you want to be able to expand and shit on it. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to just be in a situation. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be in a situation where you just can't grow the way you want to, right? You know what I mean? Because again, pretty sure they ain't gonna be just throwing money around to fight just any old body. And we've seen it already. Like I said, they matching guys up tough. So they're going to have to bring on more weight classes. They're going to have to try to lure more guys over on their platform. You get what I'm saying? They're going to have to make these fights and these signings make sense.
What are your thoughts on Edgar Berlanga and Richard Hitchens signing with Zuffa?
I think that, I don't want to say things that people think I'm, speaking badly about them, but I think it's generally, like, if you look at the options they had. I mean, neither guy's been under contract to us for over a year now. We withdrew any interest in them a couple of months ago. I don't think they have many options. Like Edgar particularly, I think it's a great deal for Edgar because Edgar's, an exciting fight. I don't think he's necessarily going to win world championships, but financially, this is a good opportunity for him. I think it's going to be really interesting what happens with Richardson because
You don't think he had a lot of options?
Who? He didn't. No, who made him offers? Top Rank weren't interested. Golden Boy had a chat with him. We withdrew our offer like a month or so ago because of like when he said what he said after the Cambosos fight. In my head, I'm not working with him again. But we had some chats. We fell out with Keith Connolly, and I said I'm just not going to work with Keith Connolly fighters. So I said I'm sorry, I can't work with you on Richardson. So Matchroom wasn't an option. Top Rank wasn't an option. Golden Boy wasn't really an option. I think it's a guy who actually wants a bit of legacy. So Golden Boy are probably fuming because he pulled out the Oscar Duarte fight. Why? Right? Now, is he going to move to 147 to fight for a Zuffa world title? They're going to fight Duarte at 140. But haven't they just said that they're not acknowledging world championship belts? So all of a sudden they've done all these press conferences saying Zuffa did not acknowledge world championship belts. Now they're begging the IBF to come back because they're going to have to say to the IBF, oh yeah, we're going to do Hitchens against Duarte. So I don't know, but I feel sorry for Oscar Duarte, to be honest with you, because I think he's been fucked a little bit.
Wow. That's interesting, y'all. That's interesting. He said something there. He said a few things there. For one, see, it's always important not to burn bridges, man. I don't care what you say. Like, and I think it's important for these fighters to understand and recognize that early as possible in their careers. And what I'm saying is, especially a guy in Richardson Hitchens' place, man, you was over there with the Mayweather blessing, and that's all you got was the blessing. But you didn't really get the push in the marketing, and you know what I'm saying? And you just didn't have the eyes on you. Then you got asked to be released. You got up out of there. You know, things was kind of cool with you and Floyd still some type of mutual respect there. Then you went on with Eddie, made you a champion, got you paid. You was with Keith Connolly, and stuff was working out. Then you get you the Kambosos fight. You look good in there, get a knockout. And then you announce right on the spot that you're going to be a free agent without even having a conversation with Eddie. And then now, fast forward to now, you done said some stuff that got him looking at you like he won't even work with you no more. And then on top of not being able wanting to work with you, regardless of who you in bed with, he don't want to work with the manager or any of the fighters that Keith Connolly managed. So that's Edgar Berlanga, that's Teofimo Lopez, that's Richardson Hitchens. You could take all of them off the table. And then he said Top Rank wasn't an option for him. Golden Boy wasn't an option. So it seemed like all you had was Zuffa. And that's what I said before. You know what I mean? That's, you get what I'm saying? That's what shit is crazy. So I just don't know. I don't know how this gonna all unfold for these dudes. But I said it before. I thought the move from Matchroom for Hitchens, it seemed premature because if stuff wasn't working out, I could see why you left. But it seemed like things was working out. Why would you leave? You know what I'm saying? It seemed like you jumped ship a bit too soon.
Listen, I keep saying, like, I don't think Zuffa will be successful in some right, I'm sure. Let me tell you when I tell you, no one gives a fuck about a Zuffa belt. Go and ask Boots. Go and ask Xander Zayas. Now listen, if the money's right, then someone that doesn't care about the belts or probably isn't going to win them should actually jump all over it. Edgar Berlanga's a great example. I think this is a great move for Edgar Berlanga. What else is he going to do? I offered him the Pacheco fight. They weren't interested in that. This was like 3 months ago. And then I said to Keith Connolly, I'm not interested in Edgar Berlanga because we had our dispute, right, with Keith. So what's Edgar going to do? This is a good deal for Edgar Berlanga, you know, I think. But do you honestly think that people want to win? Like, if Richardson Hitchens gives up his IBF World Championship, moves to welterweight to fight for a welterweight World Zuffa Championship.
But you know what I think? It's going to take a little time for it to, you know, I guess.
And another thing I wanted to say, damn, he mentioned them having to beg the IBF back. That's interesting. So, because we remember, that's going to be a complete mess. Imagine this. Imagine making Jao Patai basically make a decision and pick which belt to keep or whatever the case, right? Or getting stripped. And then y'all ask them to be a part of a fight between Hitchens and Duarte, but on y'all platform. After Jock, you get what I'm saying? Think about how messy and unfair that'd be. So you, in one instance, you allow one guy to fight and compete for his title. And then the other instance, the guy that got his jaw wired for 4 months, he said, and missed his grandmother's funeral, that's the guy that you made sure no longer has the IBF title. Man, facts, bro. I'm telling you, Conquest, this shit look bad. Two Sizzle, what's good with it? This shit just look crazy. What are y'all doing, man? What are y'all doing? And y'all fighters, man, I hope y'all know what y'all getting yourselves into, man. I hope y'all know what y'all getting yourselves into. For real, because that shit could get really messy for you. I'm telling you, and I hope it work out in their favor.
Do you feel
fucking lot of time. I mean, I ain't catching on to nothing at the moment. They just did a show last Sunday. I didn't even know about it. They've got another show in a couple of weeks. I fucking don't know what they're doing. They're giving Conor Benn 15 million to fight a Crocs Regis program on Saturday. They don't know what they're doing. Now, they're powerful, but they don't know what they're doing.
Do you feel it's low risk and just high financial reward? The reason why a lot of guys are saying, like, well, you know what?
By the way, listen, if you can get a great deal, go and take it. But if you care about your legacy and you want to be great, don't take it. But certain guys, I gave an example there, 100%. Fucking yeah, I think it's a good move for Edgar Berlanga. Get your money, right? And then...
Do you think he's just not a guy?
Who?
Not that good, Edgar?
Edgar's a good fighter, but I don't think he's gonna go and beat the top guys at 168. battered by Hamza Shiraz, you know.
Maybe some opportunities at light heavyweight, maybe.
Yeah, maybe he'll go at 175, but, you know, is he going to beat a Bivol? Is he going to beat a Beterbiev? Is he going to beat a Benavides? Come on. Like, you know, he ain't... No, he's not going to beat Yard. He's not going to beat Boatzy. He's not going to beat Whittaker. He's not going to beat Callum Smith. He's not so, like, you know.
So you think it's damaging to Richard Hitchenson's career that he's...
Depends what he wants.
Drops the
like,
belt?
look, listen. That he made a terrible error, Keith Connolly and Hitchens. Before the Kambosos fight, we offered him a new deal, which was such an amazing deal for him that would have seen him go on and unify the division. They tried to be smart. Then Richardson said what he said in the ring after, and then we were done, right? And he's been out for, like, when did he last box? Was it Kambosos?
It was June last year.
So he's been out for nearly a year, right?
Yeah, that's 10 months.
So he's lost all that money. Obviously, he was taking like 700 grand or 800 grand to fight Duarte, which is much less than we were going to give him. By the way, when he didn't sign, I was, financially, I wasn't relieved, but it was a fucking great deal for him.
At 47, ship has sailed with you and maybe even other players, possibly.
Oh, but he's with Zuffa now, so it doesn't really matter. So,
and he acknowledged that Hitchens, he believes, want legacy. It's like, I think you should have stuck with Eddie, man. I ain't telling him what to do, but I just thought it seemed like a good match. But maybe they didn't see eye to eye. I don't know. Maybe they had a different vision. I don't know. Maybe ultimately the manager couldn't get along with Eddie, and now he ain't willing to work with Keith or none of his fighters. So that's crazy. That's what I hate to see. I don't want to see a guy burn bridges. It seemed like Eddie did right by Richardson Hitchens to me. He was happy about him. He was pushing him. Anytime he had anything to say about Hitchens, it was the utmost respect. He was very positive, and he put action to his words and actually got him to be a world champion, got him a title defense, had him looking good, man. I just thought, just too soon, man, Hitchens. You ain't need to be over there at Zuffa, especially if you want to fight for more belts, bro. And you can't fight for belts.
Like if you're going to go at 47 and fight for a Zuffa belt, crazy. But you've also got to look after, you know, if he's getting a good money, good luck to him, you know. But I just, you know, everyone's different. Again, I'm not just saying it because he's our guy. Speak to Boots about how he feels about the belts and all that kind of stuff. He's like, if there's any chance of me getting stripped or not winning a belt, fuck that. I need the belts. That's how I'm going to show I'm great. You can't show you're great by fighting in a shed for a Zuffa belt.
And no matter who wins or loses in this Zayas and Boots fight, they're both going to have great fights after.
Yeah, but that's what you want. Guys that aren't afraid of the oath, that are willing to show how great, like, trust me when I say this place will be electric on June 27th. It'll be a massive fight. Whoever wins comes out as a superstar. Whoever loses comes out as a big star.
Eddie, I have a question regarding the venue. You know, they had the Puerto Rico day. Xander said, how do we end up in Brooklyn as opposed to MSG, where we used to see in Matchroom, we're used to seeing Top Rank? So how do we go from Puerto Rico and end up at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York?
Well, firstly, I think there's a lot of Puerto Ricans in Brooklyn.
Absolutely.
MSG wasn't available on any date in June. So, you know, and I like this place. I mean, don't forget, this place has staged some massive fights over the years. It's always a good crowd. Even when I came here for Dalton Smith against Subriel Matias,
that was awesome.
I mean, it was, you know, it was quite a small show, but there was still, I don't know, 4,000 or 5,000 in it, and it was wild.
The atmosphere's
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You imagine the whole place is full up, which it will be. So, yeah, look, I love MSG, I love Barclays Center, and I'm just pleased to be in New York because I think that's the right place. You're going to get a huge amount of Puerto Ricans coming to this fight. You're also going to get a huge amount travelling from Philadelphia. Thousands upon thousands. And I think that would be great with a travelling fan.
Kyle's stupid. You say he got the belt and he told his Sally to face a boxer. Telling you, can't survive without a network deal. Nope. Nah, you can't, bro. It ain't gonna work out. Especially with the kind of style and stuff. You ain't got no fan-friendly style and nothing like that. And I ain't knocking it. I don't have a problem with how you fight, but I'm telling you, bro, it's crazy, man. It's tough, man. It's gonna be that Zuffa is gonna be a hell of an experiment for these dudes. Man, that's gonna get weird, bro. That is get weird. So I hope Blair Cobb signed with Zuffa and Cook Africa. That'd be funny, man. You get Blair over there. not Blair the Flair, man. You're not the Flair. So Eddie said some things, man. He's no longer willing to work with Hitchens, bro. No Keith Conley fighters. So that's Berlanga included. No Berlanga, no none of that, man. He said, the hell with them dudes, man. He don't want nothing to do with them. Damn. Burnt bridges. So what it sounds like, if he's 100% accurate about what he just spoke on, then Ryan Garcia, if he's accurate with the information he put out, Richardson Hitchens is gonna have a tough time. He need the Zuffa thing to work out for him. And I'm just saying, as far as the landscape go, because he said Golden Boy wasn't an option, Top Rank wasn't an option. He made it seem like they wasn't interested, so nobody else was but Zuffa. So if that is the truth, then you gonna need this to work out for you. But I am of the belief that if for some reason it didn't work, it seemed like he would be able to find a home. It just probably wouldn't be under the circumstances that he envisioned. So we'll see. We'll see, man. I'm rooting for him, man. I definitely am, man. I would like to see Hitchens succeed for sure, man. But just hopefully, this move don't end up costing him. You know what I'm saying? But this shit is gonna be experimental for sure, man. He said, in my opinion, like taking a job with SpaceX or Tesla instead of Ford or Chevy. I'm telling you, man, Conor Benn played Eddie like a clown, though. I think it seemed like it, but I think he should have communicated better is where he went wrong, bro. People don't know. You could avoid a lot of static with the right kind of communication, bro. And I think all he had to do is communicate with Eddie Hearn about my bad, y'all. Conor, so I did, but Conor should have he should have gave Eddie Hearn like a heads up, or he should have hollered at him or something. I think he should have gave him the phone call when Eddie asked for it, man. The fact that he didn't, that made it seem worse than what it was, because my guess is if you spoke to Eddie and let him know that you was making the move and how much money you stood to make, I'm pretty sure he would have had to respect it and understand it. But for you to
Bro, the thing I don't like about Boots, well, Boots is cool person.
You know what I mean? For you to make the move and not be willing to talk to him, it's almost like flipping a bird. And this is a dude that pushed you and didn't give up on you despite the allegations with the WBC and, the eggs and all that. Like, he still was trying to get you fights without you having a license. He was fighting for you, taking the bullets, literally going on platforms, taking the bullets for you. You said your money was low. He helped you out there. So it just seemed like the way Conor went about what he did made it wrong, right? It's not what he did, it's how he did it, right? Anybody could understand somebody securing $10, $15 million, whatever they was reporting that he stood to make from the situation, right? And you could understand that. And for a one-off for a fight that seems on paper, it seems winnable, right? It's Regis. It seemed like he's going to go out there and just win it. So I get it, but he just he made it look crazy when he wasn't willing to speak to Eddie Hearn. At least that's what Eddie said. He said he asked him for a phone call. He said no. So that sounded wild. But then in the public, in the media, he said he still wanted Eddie to be a part of his situation. So that sounded wild. You know what I mean? But let's keep rolling. Ghetto Fab 12 threes. What it do, fam? Gotta talk about it, man. Yeah, I know Ryan Garcia is always flapping his gums. He been talking about Boots for some time now, bro. Look, anything can happen in these fights. This dude definitely got talent. He got skill and all that good stuff. But we all know, man, Boots is a whole other thing. He at 54 now, where Ryan Garcia is at. Ryan's supposed to feel, I guess, how he feel, but you got to show me, man. Show me you can knock Boots out. It's easy to say it, man, but how you mad at Boots for how, Eddie Hearn promotes him? Eddie Hearn is doing his job. If he making Boots sound like Boots is unbeatable, then Eddie Hearn is doing his job. Once upon a time, Oscar De La Hoya seemed like he had your back or talked about you like you was the best thing ever, right? You get what I'm saying? But that's what a promoter is supposed to do, promote. So how you taking shots at Boots for his promoter doing the job that he's supposed to do and doing it well? But show me you'll knock Boots out. We get it. You fast. You got speed. You got power. But do you got what it take to really keep up with Boots? And I don't think you do. I don't think your bag is deep enough. I don't think you creative enough. I think you too accident prone in the ring to beat a Jaron Ennis. I think too much will have to go your way. You'll have to land like the perfect shot and shit like that. Him having an off night, all these different variables. Like, I don't think you just go out there and beat a Jaron Ennis on his best night or nothing like that. I couldn't see that happening. But that's just me. You know what I mean? Anything can happen in a fight, but he got to show me that he'd be able to knock a Jaron Ennis out, man.
Will I fight Boots? Bro, I will knock out Boots. Boots is... Bro, the thing I don't like about Boots... Well, Boots is cool. Cool person. Don't know much about him, but I like Boots as a person. I don't like his promoter, Eddie Hearn. He's saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Xander, I forgot his last name. Why is Xander... Can't believe he's fighting Boots. Like Boots is some unbeatable fighter. Like, bro, we're fighters. We don't give a fuck who you are. Remember when Eddie Hearn said that Devin Haney was an unbeatable fighter?
So, that's what he's saying. I'll knock Boots out. I'll knock Boots out. What the hell is going on, bro? It's annoying, man. This I'll knock Boots out stuff. And I'm like, man, I don't know about that, man. You have to show me. Look, these fighters can say anything, but I think he need to focus on what he's doing. So another thing with Ryan is what I'm hearing is he could possibly, he already said it. He said he was fighting Teofimo. Now, we know Teofimo, I was telling y'all yesterday, he's no longer signed. Well, he's no longer listed on the Top Rank website. That could be maybe they need to update it or something, but I think it could mean that he could be changing home soon. You could see Teofimo possibly being promoted somewhere else. I heard some whispers about him possibly being on Golden Boy to fight Ryan Garcia. So that would make sense. Then you got to think Top Rank, Golden Boy, the Zone, they all together under the same umbrella. So fights like that should be easy to make if he falls on either of those platforms. If he on Golden Boy, then cool. But I was thinking with him being with Keith Connolly and his fighters going to Zuffa, maybe that would be the home or option for T.O., but maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe it don't make sense, obviously, to try to go to Zuffa if the Ryan Garcia fight is the fight you truly after. If you Teofimo Lopez, but that'd be impressive. I ain't gonna lie. You go from Shakur right to Ryan. I respect it. Win, lose, or draw. Let's see if you can win a fight, though. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot to prove, man. It's people that don't believe in you. It's people that don't believe in you. Are you a ruined fighter? You know what I'm saying? Last time we seen you was out here apologizing for slavery and stuff, man. So I don't know. I don't know if he good. So Asha Waganda got a hold of Ryan, something scary. I'm telling you. I should focus on that because Boots and Virgil will make him on himself. Yeah, I'm telling you, they will. They're doing bad. My bad, y'all. My bad. I had a call for a second. But like I said, man, he do need to focus on the fights that's in front of him. But unfortunately for him, the Devin fight don't seem like it's gonna happen because Devin telling the world that he's not invited. So I don't know. I don't know if that Ryan and T.O. fight really gonna happen, but we'll see because he put a date on it. You know what I'm saying? He said July. I think if we had July, he said July 25th. Ryan said something like that. So maybe he being honest. If he's being honest about that, then maybe we can get the fight between them two. But I don't know. I think he could lose. I think that could go either way. I really do. I really do. Zoom Birds was good, bro. I think that can go either way, man. Ryan could end up catching T.O. or T.O. could end up boxing Ryan because he's more athletic, I think, than what Ryan is. I think Ryan just athletic waist up. I think he's slow from the waist down. At least that's how I see it, man. And I think Teofimo will be able to take advantage of some things with Ryan, possibly. But Ryan catch him because Ryan got that speed, man, that hook. He catch him, he could get tricky for Tio. And we've seen lesser guys hit him and hit him clean. So I think it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up. Either guy could win. I think Ryan fighting again this year. We'll see. We'll see. You know, you can't fully trust him, right? He said, Meth Waganda, you stupid. You know you can't fully trust him when he put out stuff and he say he's fighting or he throw out a date. Because in the past, he hasn't been trustworthy, man. He hasn't been trustworthy. Hasn't been trustworthy, right? We seen him. It was one point in time where he kept, throwing out fights and he ain't had none of the fights. It got up to like 5 or 6 different opponents and he ain't fight none of them. And one of them was Manny Pacquiao. It got crazy. It got crazy. And then his team threatened legal action because he was using their name, lying to people saying they had a fight lined up or something like that. Mike Mazza, what's good, bro? How you feeling? What's good? We say Ryan, but stay with him, Boots. Even with Austrian Boots starching his ass. Yeah, Boots gonna beat the hell out of him, in my opinion, man. Ryan, his abilities and the things that he do possess could always put him in a position where a fight could be interesting, but ultimately, like, focus, discipline, creativity, especially you talking about Jaron Ennis now, like you can match that. I haven't seen nothing in Ryan that would suggest that he can match that. And it ain't like a situation with Devin where you'll have these physical advantages and you'll be the superior athlete, if you will. Like, you get what I'm saying? That won't be the case against Boots, in my opinion. And because of it, the fight will play out a certain way. I think Boots would be something much different than you ever been in front of. Get what I'm saying? Yeah, you fast, but what you going to do when somebody in there is fast like you and can punch with both hands and creative as hell and can take a good shot, got a crazy gas tank, got a good punch output, and really get to beating your ass? Like, you get what I'm saying? Boots could put you in some bad situations. You get me? And he got far more of a bag and way more creative. Lance, what up with it? Until all be able to decide that fight happen, I'm telling you, Mike could win, bro. Mike could win, man. I'm telling you, shout out to Mike, man. Old Boots to get to fight Ryan, man. He gonna hurt that man. He gonna do something filthy. He gonna do something filthy to Ryan Garcia if he fight him, man. So Ryan just, he's saying Boots not unbeatable, but he ain't got to be unbeatable. Eddie Hearn think he got one of the best fighters in the game, and Boots is proving it. You know what I'm saying? And I think he's gonna prove it against. Xander Zayas, and people gonna have to respect it. And I don't want to hear oh man, this dude wasn't good. He was green. I'm not trying to hear nothing. You go in there and fight Xander Zayas, people better just give it the respect it deserve, man. You know what I'm saying? Just say Boots was on his game, bro. I don't want to hear no weird talk, man. Don't take no credit from the man. You know what I'm saying? Don't take no credit from him. Hold on. Do I got this other clip? Because we all know who don't want to fight Boots. Says Ryan back on drugs. Ryan always talks stupid, man. He always talk crazy. He always talking crazy. And I try not to hold it against him because he's a fighter, right? All fighters talk a certain way. But he clearly hasn't backed it up in quite some time, man. I guess against Mario Barrios, but that was to be expected, man. Nobody thought he wasn't going to lose. I don't believe Devin really wanted to boost problems. That's why I don't pay much attention. Oh, yeah, nah, look. Oh, speaking of that, let me see something real quick. Speaking of that, let me see something. This what made me feel the way I felt about this. And we're going to get to this. Remember, I was talking about Xander and Boots being mic'd up, man. I'm going to be talking about that fight often until it happens. I'm excited for boxing. I'm glad they're giving us that fight, bro. I really am. I'm really glad they're giving us that one with Xander and Boots. I really am. But Xander, man, he might have a fat camp on the way. He might really have a fat camp on the way, y'all. I could be wrong, but it looked like some real attention to detail is being paid on. It's gonna have to be paid on losing that weight, bro. I'm telling you, that face look fat. He out there looking like Kirby or something, right? I don't know. He looked like Kirby. I don't know. Like, remember the what was that? The game, the cartoon game, Kirby. All right, look at this.
Accomplished with Devin Haney. That's why, to me, you won't fight Boots. You won't fight fighters that are at a 50-50 stage with you. Fighter that you know you can't beat. I believe that you're a great strategist when it comes to this game. You're a great manager. You know how to pick and choose the fights, but I believe that you're picking opponents that you know you can beat. I want to see Devin Haney challenge. So where do you go after the Ryan fight? Do you go up to 154 and fight some of those bigger opponents like Jaron Boots Ennis? Because my understanding is Jaron Boots Ennis told Devin Haney, let's fight at 152, and Devin Haney wanted Jaron to come back down to 147, and we all know it's a lot easier to go up than it is to come down. Am I correct? Like, it's more strain on your body to have to lose the weight again than to actually gain the weight and then put on and still be at the same ability that you were before you gained the weight. Am I correct with that? Because you're a trainer too as well, so you would understand that aspect.
Next caller, we're done?
No, he didn't ask me a question. He wouldn't ask me a question. That was a statement. Ask me a question.
Are you going to fight Jaron Boots Ennis after you fight Ryan Garcia? If you go and you fight Ryan Garcia and you beat him, are you going to move up and fight Jaron Boots Ennis? Or are you going to stay at 147 and undisputed?
All right, white
There
light.
you go. So there you go for that. As far as that boot stuff go, that's why I feel like he lets you know he's going. It's crazy that he just was saying the guy didn't ask a question. He made a statement. Then he clearly asked a question, and he just sat there and looked. So look, I'm very consistent, man. When it comes to that kid, I do think Devin will be willing to fight these people, these individuals, but I just think it got to be under the right circumstances. And I do think ultimately Bill going to be doing the picking. I don't think Dev alone going to be doing that picking, bro. And as a result, I don't see that. Respectfully, I don't think Devin's scared of nobody. Let me say that. I just don't see that fight happening. I think that's too dangerous right there. Yeah, he's mute. You never see him that quiet. So people can say what they want, but that's funny. You never see him that quiet. But I just think that response tells us what we already know, respectfully. Like, damn, that's dangerous, man. I don't think we doing that. I mean, you'll say you'll do it, but I don't think you want to do that, right? I don't think you're trying to do that with Boots. I don't think you want to do that with Boots. I just don't. Because I think realistically, you at weight class below, and you got fights to make there. You got a big rematch and unification if you can get it done. If y'all can get the business to make sense on both sides, so you can get a fight. You get what I'm saying? You can get the business to make sense. They can make a fight, but it looked like they're gonna have some trouble. So something else I wanted to address, man, in terms of the Haneys too, man. Cause the boxing voices like their people, man. But lately they've been calling it a little different over there, bro. They calling it a little different over there on the boxing voice, man. I gotta play this clip, man. Shout out to Haney, but this shit made some sense, man. And that's made a lot of sense. And I would love to know what Team Hanos think about this, man. Cause I ain't hear nobody say nothing about it. I want to know what they think. Think about it. This is a platform that was going out his way. It seemed like this to show love. You know what I'm saying? To make sure they got a fair shake, even when people was calling them the Haney voice, right? Still was rocking out with Dev and them, right? He recently said he'd die on that hill about that 25% conversation, right? Now look at this shit here, though. Look at this, though. It's crazy how time changes things, right? When these situations play out. Boop, 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 boop. There it go. Look at this. Think Haney could beat Boots? Yeah. I don't think Haney could beat Boots. I don't see it. He don't got no advantage in the fight outside of, like, I guess, experience.
Why wasn't you persistent? That's why Bill not here. Bill, no.
Now look, listen to him. Now this is somebody that had them on multiple times. Again, he rocks with them. He supports them. But again, when you have a platform and you got some type of integrity, I'm not vouching for everything he ever said and did in this space. But in this particular instance, it would be really easy to just agree with everything they got going on, everything they putting out there. But for him, he like, nah, this shit ain't making sense. He got questions.
Come on this show, because people know. I'm going to be like, but why you ain't called back? Why wasn't you persistent? That's why Bill not here. Bill, no. You tell me 50-50. Well, Bill, why the fuck you ain't just do what Shakur did? Because then Shakur show his purses. See, because I know boxing history. You can't just talk bullshit to me. Shakur showed his motherfucking purses, and he was forced to get more money from the WBO over the champion, Jamel Hearn. Tyson Fury showed his motherfucking purses, and he was forced to get 80% over the mandatory challenge and Dillian White, who himself was trying to get a bigger percentage. Facts don't lie. Boxing history don't lie. So you can't tell me, oh, well, we walking away from the fight because the offer ain't good. No, Bill. Your son said the offer was good. Here's the video. That's why he not here. I'm going to need those answers to those specific questions. And the same goes for Rolly. He ain't coming here because I'm going to ask him the same thing I asked you. Nigga, what fight did the promoter?
Man, so look, shout out to the boxing voice. And that's, man, he brought up a really good point right there, yo. He brought up a really good point, though. Know what I'm saying? Why didn't you bust out the, you know what I'm saying, fight purses and really, like, prove your worth? Because, yeah, Shakur did do that. I told you, he got a good team. He got a smart team, too. So they know to make a move like that. They going to play their cards correctly. But in this instance, again, I guess they gonna be cool with trying to say that PBC is doing bad business and they being mistreated. But I told y'all before, man. I said this before. That's eventually where they gonna find themselves at, in the situation where they're talking about, oh, they're doing us dirty or blackballing us. They saying everything but a blackball at this point. Oh, now the business of boxing is so trash. After bigging up the business of boxing, several different promoters after working with them just to turn around and crap on them same promoters. Like, it's weird. So they in a strange space, man. I can't even tell you who he gonna fight, because that Haney fight, Haney and Rolly fight is finito, over with. That shit ain't happening. It's over with. And it seemed like Ryan ain't happening either. And now you got Ryan and Teal talking about fighting. So I'm telling you, they're gonna let people steal your fights from you. You're gonna be on the sideline. It's just gonna get crazy. Haney's claiming didn't like it, and that said that he makes them have to go. I'm telling you, got to think about it though. Shout out to Isaiah. Yeah, man, it's tough, but I just it don't be. It's hard to defend that though. It's hard, like, cause stuff don't make sense, right? Like if you command a certain amount of money, then I think you don't have to go above and beyond to prove that. Like, they'll know, right? Or you'll be willing to put that to the test by, like he said, showing what your purses are and what you make, right? Like, look, man, this is what we do. This is what I get paid. This is why I deserve this because this is what we get. This is what I've done. This is my numbers, right? All of that stuff. You make the case for yourself. You negotiate. But again, once you go to Twitter and be like, the money ain't good, it's over. Killed it. Fight done. It's over with. No fight, y'all. We could pack it up. We could move on to the next order of business. You could forget about it. So he brought up a really good point, man. And again, you're not gonna get no $6 million or whatever they saying he be wanting. Man, let me see. Look, hold on. And this one as well. Hold on. Got another one of these I gotta pull up with Ness. Let me see if I can get this one. He said they better beg Turkey. And it's crazy because he tagged Turkey and he said like something about, making a fight. But then when Turkey responded to somebody on Twitter recently about boxing, he listed several things that he was looking to do or already done, right? And things he was looking to do down the line. And one of those things just wasn't he didn't speak Haney, at least in that instance, right? In that long ass instant IG or Twitter post. He didn't mention nothing about Devin Haney. So it make you wonder. It make you wonder, like, you know, like what's the focus there? Like, is he in on the Haney business? Not saying that he out, but I would think if he was all in, it would be a lot easier for him to secure any of these fights that we're talking about now. You get what I'm saying? He would be able to secure any of these joints. Just wouldn't be. I think we all could agree to that, right? I couldn't see it being that way. Kurt was good with it, bro. Said the commissions here was good, fam. So I couldn't see it because, again, you seen it in back-to-back fights. In back-to-back fights, he fought for Turkey. It was no mention and no crying, no complaining about no money. It was none of that. It was no, oh, the money ain't right to offer this, to offer that. None of that was the issue. Now, you fast forward to now, Turkey is not in the mix. And what is the problem today? Money not being right. So I don't know what he's going to do. I can't lie to you. I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know what he's going to do. He's going to have to figure it out. They're going to have to finesse a better situation, man. Or dare I say, I hate to say it, but maybe a pay cut? I don't know. Maybe. Because clearly that fight with Rolly ain't as big as what he thinking it is in his mind. Because it can't be. You know what I'm saying? So he got a couple options to make, man. You got a couple of options to make, man. And I don't know which one you're going to make. But look, let me play this quick, too. Real Hill was good with it. Fuck my cord, man. Or die on me. All right, real quick, y'all. Here we go. And this is part of the problem, too, man.
Be like PBC said, we can't give you a big turkey type bag by rolling. So he's going to have to kind of come down from that every so often. Understand you can only get that if you fight on the turkey or B if it's a fight that you get a big bag first. I don't know if Broly's that. So hopefully the guys can beat somewhere in the middle. I'm not saying eat what you kill to get no guarantee. That's preposterous. But PBC ain't about to give you $5-6+ million guaranteed on the front end. So they don't do business like that. So both teams need to go on that.
Hey man, hey, that was the shout out to the box, but that was well said, bro. That was well said. That's what I think, and I think that's what's going on. I don't feel like Devin Haney wrong for wanting his money or money that he been getting. I don't think he probably asked for shit that he's never gotten, but yeah, he did make that sacrifice with Cambosis, but I feel like he probably think he shouldn't ever have to do that again. I wouldn't be mad at him for feeling that way, but you heard what the caller was saying, and that's what I've pretty much been saying, that you can't, they don't do they don't do business that way where you're going to get that type of guarantee. Not to fight Rolly. $5-6 million guarantee, they're not giving you that. They're not going to do it. That's not the way they do business. That's ultimately the problem. And then if you're thinking about what you got when you dealt with Turkey, you got to take into account that's Turkey Al-Sheikh. And then you got to think about who you fighting. Think about how you talk about Rolly, how you would say he dumb, stupid, he C-level, he trash, he not no big star and all of this stuff. How do you then justify the price point in which you are asking to fight that same guy? That's the issue. So you're going to have to, I think if you fighting on other platforms, you're going to have to get more in line with how they do business. And I think that's what the issue was. Same thing when it came to Earl and Bud making the fight. You know, Bud did want his money. You get what I'm saying? And that ultimately was an issue because they're not known for giving them crazy-ass guarantees like that. And that's just what it is. So I don't see them giving him $5-6 million guaranteed to fight Rolly. I don't see it. I just don't see that happening. I ain't saying he don't deserve a guarantee at all, but like I said, it ain't gonna be no $5-6 million. Not to fight Rolly Romero. I couldn't see that. So if you're him, you want to be on good terms with Turkey Al-Sheikh. Just call it what it is, because it seemed like this is not the problem. You had back-to-back fights for him where this was not the problem. So, and it's like, look, soon as he's not in on making this fight, and the offer had to come from Rolly, who they told you was the B side, the PBC and Rolly. Now you got no fight. So shout out to Team Hanos, man. But it's about to get tricky for y'all, man. Never had some real big decisions to make. Yeah. I hate to say pay cut, but you're gonna have to understand you ain't gonna be able to get the money you're looking for. Hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. I don't know why people keep throwing out numbers, but I know why I'm saying something about a number. I'm saying it because the number is coming based off what they've known in the past for him to get guaranteed to fight. That's what they're talking about. That's why people throwing out those numbers. And that's going to be the problem. Like, again, when have you seen PBC give out those huge guarantees like that? And again, for Rolly Romero, a guy that is he some big star and ticket seller? Nope. So you got to make it make sense, even business wise. Why would it make sense to give him that much money up front? So I think he said they got to make a certain amount of money before he even start getting. It's weird, but again, man, this shit don't happen when you the A side that you say you are, and that's what this further proves. That's all. It's just you got to play ball, man, to make these fights, or you're gonna be in trouble. You get what I'm saying? You got to play ball to make these fights, or you're gonna be stuck on the island each and every time. You're gonna be stuck on that island. Yeah, pay cut, bro, or get real. It's kind of like, I think the money that Turkey is offering to fight in Saudi as opposed to fighting elsewhere is different. I think it was a gap or a difference in the two, and I think some of the fighters, understood that. It seemed like Shakur didn't understand that at first, and he got that straight, right? So again, man, I've always said this. He gets paid to fight, bro. He not a, he ain't no low-level guy, bro. He made millions to step in that ring and fight. So I always said without the right dance partner, it's going to be hard to secure the bags. You know what I'm saying? You will have trouble. And then, again, you hang it out in like that free agent bracket almost, right? It's like, yeah, you cool with Turkey, but if he ain't on board right now, if you're not a focal point, then he ain't going to be making your fight. And you're going to have to go through another means to make it. And that's what you're seeing right now. You're seeing this play out right now. You're really seeing this right now play out. Been hard getting Devin Haney to fight this year because of the hit list he made up and down the weight class. Yeah, that shit, I said it, 4 different weight classes, bro. 4 different weight classes, man. I said it. That's what I'm saying. He used to getting his money up front. Now that's the difference. So that when bro asks why people saying the numbers, because we kind of already know based on prior situations the kind of money that he getting. Some to a degree up front. He getting some millions. So and that's what the problem is. He told you that guarantee ain't right. But again, think about something. Has he ever? Damn, I'm not for sure though. Has he ever worked with PBC before this point? I don't know. I can't say for sure. I don't know the history all the way. I don't know if he's ever worked with PBC at any other point before now, but it would seem like if he did, then he was obviously at a much different point in his career where he didn't command or demand as much money as he does now. And now that all these years later, you're doing business with them, I think he's just going to have to come down to the realization that that's not the way they operate. And it's either cut your losses and just go try to make a different fight. You can't negotiate what you want, just go try to make another fight. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I definitely get it, bro. I get it. They said PBC said no guarantee, and that's the problem, bro. You know what I'm saying? He want his up front, John Wick. You get me? He want his money at night, you know? He want his bag of men up front, and they ain't paying up. So he like effort. He like effort, man. So I feel it. You know what I'm saying? I feel it. I feel you, Regis. I say Regis. I feel you, Devin. But again, y'all, no fights, bro. No fights, man. No fight. PBC, no guarantee. Not to fight no Rolly. I ain't paying you no 5, 4, 5, 5, or even 6 million. Nope. PBC card. Nope. Nope. That was the zone, I believe. That was the zone. Yeah, that was the zone that they fought on. That he fought the Rougarou on. We're gonna talk about him too a little bit, man. I gotta talk about the Rougarou. The Rougarou ass might be in trouble. He might be in trouble tomorrow. I don't know. Let me see. Give me 1 second, y'all. Let me play this again. Give me 1 second. I got a phone.
That's why they don't come on this show, because people know I'm gonna be like, but why you ain't called back? Why wasn't you persistent? That's why Bill not here. Bill, no. You tell me 50-50. Well, Bill, why the fuck you ain't just do what Shakur did? Because then Shakur show his purses. See, because I know boxing history. You can't just talk bullshit to me. Shakur showed his motherfucking purses, and he was forced to get more money from the WBO over the champion Jamel Hearn. Tyson Fury showed his motherfucking purses, and he was forced to get 80% over the mandatory challenge and Dillian White, who himself was trying to get a bigger percentage. Facts don't lie. Boxing history don't lie. So you can't tell me, oh, well, we walking away from the fight because the offer ain't good. No, Bill. Your son said the offer was good. Here's the video. That's why he not here. I'm going to need those answers to those specific questions. And the same goes for Rolly. He ain't coming here because I'm going to ask him the same thing I asked you. Nigga, what fight did the promoter put up the money?
My bad, y'all. I had another phone call. So let's keep rolling, man. So again, man, shout out to Team Hanos, but they look like they in a bind, man. Couple fights killed them. She's down the drain and over with, bro. Let's get to this Boots though, man. I gotta get to this Boots and you know, I'm excited for this, man. They had this little mic'd up video with them going back and forth, bro. Where you can hear it, man. I like it. I'm telling you, man. We needed Boots to Benn come up out of his shell. Boots should have came up out of his shell a long time ago, but I ain't mad. Better late than never, bro. But now he active now, man. We done activated. We got an active Boots in this, man. Talking crazy now. Hold on, let me find this video. No guarantee is nasty. You would think at least 1 or 2 million. Yeah, I mean, I can't say I know the exact reasoning for them not giving them a guarantee. You know what I'm saying? I still can't believe Narco Ness was talking about the Andes like that. Yeah, it's a change of pace, right? It's a real change of pace from what it used to be, from what it usually is. So that's why I had to play that, a couple of them clips, because they ain't in support of what's going on right now. So I know I'm not crazy, because that was one of their biggest go-to guys. But again, I think overall, when it's clear as day, a person not trying to sit up there and lie to their platform. Like, people ain't stupid. That stuff just didn't sound right. And talks with Pac-Man, yeah, they was saying Pac-Man and Floyd. That shit pissing me off, because we all know if Floyd come back to fight, it damn sure ain't gonna be no Devin Haney. He don't even want to come back and fight Manny for real, and that'd be more money for sure. So think about it. Why in the hell would he fight Devin Haney instead of just fighting Manny Pacquiao for more money if he gonna risk anything, right? It's crazy that they even, you know what I mean, even wanted us to believe that shit. But he ain't fighting no damn Manny. And then they said Manny or Floyd. Manny neither. I doubt it, bro. Manny when Manny spoke, he said nothing about Haney. He still spoke about Floyd, and he had a couple of recent interviews where he talked about
Touch him
Floyd.
all you
He
want.
said
That's the
nothing
closest
about
you're gonna
fighting
get.
him.
Bro, I'm going.
Nah, I think he
cook
said
you
he'd be willing to
bad.
fight him though.
Real bad. Make sure you ready though.
I'm always ready.
Make sure you ready.
I'm always ready.
Undefeated.
I love this shit right here, bro. I can't wait to see this here. Boy, you got Xander out there looking like Kirby, y'all. But can knock out Boots and the Oscars to say no to drugs. Shout out to Hit King, man. Yeah, you get me? You know what I mean? He get handled by Rolly. That's nowhere near the athlete and talent Boots is, but all of a sudden he could beat you get me? He could beat Boots or knock Boots out.
That's the closest you're gonna get to them. Touch him. Touch him all you want. That's the closest you're gonna get to
Bro,
them.
I'm gonna cook you bad. Real bad. Make sure you ready though.
I'm always ready.
Make sure you ready.
Undefeated 35.
And you not even big.
Alright.
Make sure you ready.
You look upset.
Make sure you ready. I'm having fun, baby.
I'm having fun.
I'm having fun with this.
This is what I do. This is what I do.
23 years old, already a unified champion.
Look at me. I'm smiling. I'm happy. I'm happy.
That ticker.
Come on.
That
I'm
puppy.
happy. I'm happy.
You happy?
Yeah,
Is
I'm
you
always
ready
happy.
though?
I'm always
Is
ready.
you ready?
I'm always ready. I've been
I don't
ready my
think you
whole
ready.
life.
I
I've been
don't
ready
think
my
you
whole
ready.
life. Been ready my whole life.
That's
bro.
cool. These babies come home with me.
Yeah, touch
They
him,
come
touch
home.
him, touch him, touch him, touch him.
June 27, they come home
That's
with
the
me.
closest you're gonna get
They
to
come
them.
home with
That's
me
the
on
closest you're
June
gonna get to
27. I
them.
guarantee that.
I
I
promise.
guarantee that.
I promise.
You better not make no mistakes.
I
I
never
guarantee
make
you
a
that.
mistake. I'm perfect.
Nobody's perfect. You tripping.
I'm gonna show you.
But I guarantee you better not make no
I'ma show
mistakes.
you.
I guarantee you better not make no
I'm gonna
mistakes.
show you.
I ain't gonna miss. I ain't gonna miss. I ain't gonna miss.
You're small, man.
You're small.
kid.
You small.
Small.
You're a baby. And I'm gonna show you.
Alright.
And when I touch you, I know you. I know you going down. I touch you for sure.
Alright. You small.
I guarantee you. I
Alright.
guarantee you. June 27th,
We'll see June
we gonna
27th.
see, bro.
Alright.
Straight
That's
like
cool.
that. Work on that defense too, baby.
You're
Yeah.
small, bro.
No, you're small. You got on platform shoes, bro.
Oh, man, I
platform
can't
shoes,
wait.
bro. We the same height, bro.
I can't wait.
Bigger fighter. Doesn't believe that Jaron Ennis can walk him down the same way he's walked guys down in the welterweight position.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. Hey, Kyle, who you talking about? You talking about Joe Pesci? You talking about him, Joe Pesci? I think you talking about Joe Pesci, the dude that used to come through here. Talking about Joe Pesci. I thought that's the dude you were talking about, Joe Pesci. Maybe you talking about somebody else. The guy that I thought it was the dude you was calling Joe Pesci for a minute. Nah, this ain't gonna end in no draw. Hell nah, somebody will win. I do believe that, but we're gonna keep going, man. Bruce Carrington gave his thoughts on this fight too. And I told you it's a lot of people that respect Xander and his game, bro. This dude could fight. Should be a really good fight.
Keep on talking.
Oh, now Joe Pesci, all right, bet. Oh, you talking about the dude Danny? Danny, okay. I know what you're talking about, man.
Just an outstanding fight.
Yeah, round one. I thought he was talking about round one.
Undefeated records. As you can tell from that press conference, both guys very confident going into this fight.
Hey guys, let's strike straight ahead. That way, the fight is Joe. like a beer belly, cousin. Come on, Eddie. Get your guy.
He can't control no pit bull, baby.
He can't control no pit bull.
You're funny.
A lot of smiles right now, but no smiles in the ring in June when these two go at it. It is going to be a physical fight between Xander Zayas and Jaron Ennis.
Fireworks. Who's Ennis? Knocks him out. Fireworks. Knocks him out.
One to the front, boys.
Staying eyes locked. To the front. Refusing to break the stare, either one of them.
We got all day. Red light, straight ahead.
Jaron Ennis widely considered right there on the fringes on the pound for pound list. Xander Zayas trying to prove that he belongs there. Two-belt title holder, just 23 years old. Rapid rise over the last 8 months. One of the best fighters of the last 8-9 months. 2 straight fights, 2 straight wins, 2 straight world titles for Xander Zayas. At 147, here he is. Second fight is
Them things come back home with me. Touch him one more time.
Last time you're gonna touch him.
Last time you're gonna touch him. What you gonna do? You ain't gonna do nothing. I ain't gonna do nothing. You gonna do nothing. Yeah. What's up? Yeah. He don't want them joints. Yeah. He a baby, bro. He a baby. I ain't worried about him. No. He know better.
Hold that stare rolling up, something like that is bound to happen.
He said he know better. Boots funny as hell. Boots like, man, he a baby. He don't want them Jones. He getting that Philly lingo on. Let me pull up what Bruce Shoo character had to say. Pull up Shoo. Shoo is one of the guys. It's cool to hear somebody speak on Xander's behalf instead of you know, I ain't saying everybody going for Boots, but you know, a lot of people are. A lot of people are, and for good reason. I like Shoo. I always appreciated his breakdowns. He one of them smart fighters. Puerto Rican brethren getting stepped on. Shout out to Zoom. Yeah. I think he could make it real interesting though, and Bruce Carrington might break down better than I can what he's gonna be able to do.
Xander's style. I think Xander is pretty technical, good foot movement. I think that could pose a little resistance to Boots. Now we know Boots that he's athletically talented, but his last 2 fights we have been seeing little shots get through. You know what I'm saying?
I might catch it. I ain't gonna be on too long.
As slick, he still has it, and he's still very dangerous. The power is there. You know, he's naturally bigger than Xander, I feel. But
I think so. Xander's a big kid.
He is a big kid, but no, Boots is big, bro. Boots is he's a big guy. So I think that it's gonna be a tougher fight than people think. But I am interested to see how Xander deals with Boots' power and his slickness. And I want to see how Boots deals with Xander's technicality and his defense. Because Xander's defense is underrated. I genuinely believe that. It's going to be a great technical fight.
When you mentioned Boots' talent.
Yeah, that's interesting that he said that. You know what I mean? I said some of the same things, you know, the way Xander is a pretty disciplined fighter, pretty focused, smart, well-schooled and stuff like that. But I noticed something the other day. I thought I heard him saying to Boots. I think he told Boots he was going to be chasing ghosts or something like that. So it made me wonder, like, not saying that he's going to run. I don't like to use that term much, but maybe that he's going to possibly come to utilize his legs. Maybe he thinks that's what gives him the trouble, because you hear that a lot of people say that about Boots. He's going to struggle with people that can move, see what Karen was able to do. So they think that's the way to trouble Boots, movement and using your legs, and they figure he's going to struggle there. But I could really see him coming out and using that as a game plan. I'm not gonna lie. I could see Xander trying to use his legs and possibly frustrate Boots, you know, but we'll see. And we'll see if it actually works, if he does do it. Yeah, man. He's pretty game, man. He's pretty tough. He's pretty game, man. Shout out to Dante's Boxing Talk. My dog was good with it, bro. Shoo.
Talent, just on a talent point, put accomplishments, resume to the side. Is he as talented as basically anybody in boxing, or you don't quite like? Who do you rank as, just on a talent scale, the most talented guy?
I think he's one of the most talented guys. Now, in terms of like, if you want to like put it up with IQ, I think that he don't use his talent to his fullest ability, I would say. Because there's certain things that I feel like he would do that is unnecessary, you know, and then there's certain things he does that's just so sweet, you know what I mean? There's like, you know, two extremes at times, you know what I'm saying? But no, Boots he's an exceptional guy when it comes to his talent, and I feel like if he was to like really lock in on his fundamentals even more and really build that IQ, he'll be unstoppable. Genuinely, I do believe it.
And well, because like with Castro, it's kind of similar. Like Bruce has always showed these things he's capable of, his talent, and then once the assignment really called for it and the stage called for it, you dialed it up, you put it together. Do you think that's what he does against Xander? And you mentioned the fundamentals. What does he specifically have to do? That stay behind the jab?
Yeah. Stay behind the jab, add feints, you know, keep up with the foot movement, you know. Xander has decent feints, good hand placement, you know, maneuvering and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that it's just little things like that. But also, me knowing a guy like Boots, he's on that elite level to where the more difficult the opponent, the more he's gonna he's gonna raise his level too. So I don't expect to see a Boots that's like that we've seen before. I expect to see a sharp Boots.
You saw the 24 rounds with Chukashan, where is that part of what makes you say?
And I see what you're saying, John Wick. Look, it's fair. A lot of people say the same thing, but you heard what Shoo saying. It's just him observing, just like you got an observation, right? You got to show you if his skills translate. I'm glad that you at least recognize Xander is quality opposition, bro. I think his skills will translate. I think it will show. I personally think so, and I'll be glad to see him finally get the just due that he deserves. I think once he start putting together the right kind of performance against the right level of competition, people will, that hype job, jacket to kind of fall by the wayside. Because I think that's what this fight does. It solidifies Boots in a different way that most of these other fights couldn't have, right? You know what I mean? He got some solid wins on the resume, but none that truly resonate with people. And I think getting a Xander Zayas fight is something that you got to respect. It's a legit young, undefeated, unified champion that's at the top of his game. And y'all get to face off. You know what I'm saying? Damon was good with it, bro. So I like it, man. I get you. I want to see how well Xander performs against another athlete in front of him, somebody as talented as Boots. And I want to see how Boots respond to a guy that's as disciplined and sharp and smart as Xander's eyes. Xander's a smart young fighter, you know what I'm saying? But I just don't think he got more tools than Boots, and I think that's why Boots beats him. But we're gonna see.
Zayas is gonna be tougher for him than people think.
I agree. Yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I really like the styles, though, bro. Like it's really, I don't know, people really like trying to count Xander out, and I understand and I get it. Boots is who he is. I totally get it. But I do think that, and I'm not saying this because we're both on top rank and stuff like that. I'm saying this just a boxing analyst. I think the fight is gonna be much tougher than people think.
Are you leaning one way or the other?
No. They're both my guys. I can't even choose. I'm very neutral on this.
But you're saying it's closer to 50-50.
Yeah, you think it's going to be tougher than people think?
Yeah,
100%. Boots is like a 4-1 favorite.
Yeah,
everybody's got Boots.
Yeah, word. But I think there's more so on familiarity, experience on Boots' end, and his talent. I get it. But I think it's going to be tougher than people think.
Okay, no, I appreciate it.
Man, I always like hearing shoot takes on boxing and hearing breakdown stuff. He always fair and he always speak on both sides. That's why I like him. He one of the most non-biased guys you could talk to, and he would hear him break something down. He gonna give you the real, and it's gonna make sense. But I think everything he said is spot on, man. Some people are overlooking Xander, right? The way they sound like they talking about him, almost some people, something like he don't got no shot at all, but. I think he got a fair shake. I think that's what makes the fight a good one because you got two good young fighters, and sometimes guys are able to raise their level on the night when they need to. Xander could be that guy. We just never know. But the great thing about boxing is they both get an opportunity to show that to the world. They get an opportunity to prove it and see if they both can if they both ready for that next step. Because again, imagine what happens to the internet if Xander go out there and beat Boots. He'll break the internet, bro. Bragging rights be crazy. He'd be able to pop it for a while. He'd be walking around with his chest poked out. I'm telling you. And it's gonna be the same thing with Boots. He bring them titles back to Philly after taking them off an undefeated unified champion and Xander. Sky's the limit, and it gotta be more big fights for him after that. It got to be, he got to influence guys to want to get in there and fight him. And I hope that at some point him and Virgil could revisit that situation and fight because it'd be tragic. If we never get that fight between them two, it'd be tragic, man. It'd be a tragedy. That'd be a shame to boxing if we never get that fight. Man, Boots by UD could be. Boots almost 30. But we see if he has gone so long with us. Such a weak resume. Look, this is the thing, man. It's very easy to understand with Boots if you've been watching. Like, I just don't know how you see it, right? So let's talk about it because people say that a lot about his resume. Think about it. You seen him at 147, right? We know who was at 147. You had Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, Virgil Ortiz, maybe a Stan Jonas, right? You got Boots in the mix. But we all know what happened to the two champions, right? It was a log jam at the top. They had the belt sewn up. They fought each other. Both got out of the division. Boots wasn't going to get a chance to fight neither one of them for real. You get me? Virgil, Rabdo got him up out of the division, right? Rabdo led him out the ring, he was fighting for his life, and then he came back at 54, fought some catch weights, and then settled in at 54, right? So he wasn't getting no Virgil fight down there, and he ended up getting Virgil's fight, which was Stan Jonas. So if you just look at it, look at the best absolute talent that was at 147 and tell me realistically when he had the opportunity to fight those guys, right? It's like those fights got taken from him. You know what I'm saying? Or just the nature of the business just didn't cause for him to get the opportunities, right? Like, luckily, he stuck around to get the Stan Jonas fight in the unification, right? Luckily, he stuck around for that because that was initially supposed to be Virgil smoke. Remember how many times they scheduled that fight and had to call it all? I think it was like 3 times before they absolutely just scrapped it. But think about that. So if you really paying it, I don't know how you look at it, but if you paying attention to Boots' situation, without all the narratives and no fake, he ducked and he could have fought Crawford. None of that fake shit. No paperwork, no offers have ever been made. There was no real true intent and opportunity. Look how Errol Spence, it took Errol 2 attempts to make that fight with Crawford. He had no negotiations with none of these guys. Never. And Virgil was going to be his fight, we thought, at 47. And look, Rabdo led to him out the ring for a while and then out the division. Then, get what I'm saying? Then he managed to get Stan Jonas. Boom, cool. Now he gets Stan Jonas out the way. 147, they had Brian Norman left. They already tried to hash out a deal. They couldn't make it happen. So what did Boots do? He moved up. He fought Lima. Then he went right for Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz went and sued his promoter. Now he on the sideline for right now. Boots turned his attention to Zayas. Zayas turned his attention to Boots. You see what I'm saying? So if you really paying attention to what's going on with Boots, right? If you paying attention to what's going on with Boots, I don't think those opportunities was there the way people want to make it seem like. If you just follow that timeline, like where was they at? So it was unfortunate, right? He was over on that side. Cameron Duncan was promoting him all the way up until he pretty much passed away type deal. So he just, those opportunities wasn't there. So they was getting him the fights, but the names wasn't coming with it. You know what I'm saying? So that's for me. That's how I seen it. And this is the thing for me, right? You can tell that if it were up to Boots, I think, in my honest opinion, he would have fought all these dudes if given a real opportunity, right? Look how he moving now, given the opportunity. All right, he got it. We got his tune-up fight out the way, and he went straight to Virgil Ortiz. They faced off, and that was supposed to be next. Virgil sues. He moves on to some more smoke, a unified champion. You get what I'm saying? So I think you can tell what he's on at the division. I think moving to 54 going to tell you what he's on. There's no way you can move to a division with all that talent and stick around and not fight nobody. You're going to have to. You get what I'm saying? It ain't a whole bunch of soft touches and guys you could sit through. Now you're going to have to go through some fires, man. Like if it was a tournament at 54, it'd probably be one of the best ones you can make in boxing. I'm telling you, some real talent there. And I think, fighters there are good enough where if you're not on your A game, not on top of your you could get beat. You could definitely get beat. You know what I'm saying? Said Boots by UD. Shout out to Crush. What's good, Brody? You're really watching boxing, you know why folks not fighting Boots. Can't stand when folks start talking about resume being weak. Yeah, it's like on one end Zoom, I try to understand it, right? Because you get it. People are just they only move by names that they recognize. You know, people don't do a whole lot of homework, so they'll dismiss a fighter that's quality just because they don't know their name. So I ain't saying Boots fought a whole bunch of world beaters and nothing like that, but I think the answers is in the performances, not just the names. I think he's beating guys worse than they've ever been beaten in their career, and that's like a consistent theme. You get what I'm saying? Look how he did Thomas DeLore, man. Look how he did Castillo Clayton, undefeated. Just like he do these guys. Like, look how he do them. Look how he did Roman Villa. Look how he did Stan Jonas. Like, look how he do people. Even when he didn't get the knockout against Karen, look how he damn near boxed him every round in the first fight and dropped him, didn't he? You know what I'm saying? So, no, man, Boots be beating guys more convincingly than they've ever been beaten in their career. I think that's saying something. It gets overlooked because it's not the craziest of names, but it's a consistency in the way he performs, right? That people sometimes overlook because of the names don't impress them the most, but it's how he beat these people down, bro. It's a lot he can do in there, and he can still get better. That's the crazy part. I believe Boots still got room for growth. I really do. And he's one of the few fighters that I do feel like possibly don't he still can show you more. We may not have seen everything from Boots. I do think that when his father say that, I do think it's a possibility that he got a few more wrinkles to show us. And he's trying to fight the best. Jonathan, shout out to Jonathan, man. You know it. You know it. I think so. Xander resume that would prepare for anything like resemble Boots. I don't think nobody. I think to a degree, that's what makes it interesting on both sides. I think they're a bit different than what they normally deal with. Yeah, man. I don't think so. I think they're one of a kind type individuals, both of them, both fighters. I think they both one of a kind type dudes, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't think and I mean that respectfully. I don't think it's too many. Xander boxes at a level, man, where look, I think he could be one of the best names on Boots' resume right away. Right? I do. And vice versa. That's how you know it's a good fight. When you look at either guy, when you look up and down Xander's resume, because you say it and you think you feel like anybody is better than what Boots is, right? At least in your mind from the eye test and what you've seen, right? And then I think a similar argument could be made on the other side with Xander, right? Because you say that anybody that Boots fought already would beat Xander, right? I mean, we just in your mind, right? You know, hypothetically speaking, because we never know, but right? I think it's a chance that they both can be in the ring with the best opposition. And those fights, a lot of times those fights turn out well when it's the right kind of matchup. And I think with them too, they got things that they both can do, but then they go about it differently. And I think that's where the fight get interesting at. Xander's approach is going to be different than what Boots is. You get what I'm saying? So I expect the fireworks type of fight, bro. I do. I expect the fireworks type of fight. I expect it to be some fireworks going on, y'all. I do. Xander champion, that's all that matters. And that's great. No, that's the icing on the cake, bro. That's the icing on the cake. What matters is that Xander is actually quality opposition, John Wick. The belts is the icing on the cake for them, right? We would like to fight whether that had belts on the line or not. But the fact that it's 2 on the line, it kind of stamps Boots. And you can't say he cherry picking. You can't say, you get what I'm saying, John Wick? It ain't no more Limas. Ain't no more. Why he fighting this guy? We know why he fighting that guy. Belts and he's quality. You get what I'm saying? So it's a 2 for 1, right? That's an undefeated young Puerto Rican champion. It's a good name to put on your resume if you can beat him. If you Xander, that's a great title defense. You defending your titles against the phenom, as they call him, the boogeyman, as some call him, even though my guy L the Plug can tell you it ain't no boogeyman. And I'll second that and even third that. But you get me? So I think they winning on both sides. There's no reason to be mad. There's no reason to complain. You got a matchup that you got to want to see. And I think it's going to be fireworks, man. May the best man win. You know what I'm saying? Styles make fights. They got things that make this fight fun. You know what I'm saying? Xander got respected with good power, good pedigree, good boxing ability, got good legs, right? He's pretty smart. Bruce Carrington said he feel like his defense is underrated, but Boots said he feel like he keep his head on the line too much. So we're going to see which one is right. Who's right? Is it going to be Boots? Is it going to be Boots? Or Xander? Somebody going to be proven right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? Who going to be keeping their head on the line that night? I don't know. Butcher, what up, man? Gotta get it right, buddy. Shout out to Stove. Said Pink Lips is scared. Who the hell is Pink Lips? What the hell? Drake, what's good, man? So these the fights we gotta get behind, man. 2 young dogs, man. But Boots said he a baby. He a baby. Let's see if he proved that he a baby. Xander unified champ. That is the living room. Belts right to Boots front door. Oh, he's it's the living room, the belts right to the front door. Yeah, them things might be going back to Philadelphia, A, man. You know? Everyone deserves to be pound for pound, then winner fights front door. I like that. I do think the winners should crack the pound for pound list. I ain't gonna lie. I do, John Wick. I agree. I think so. But as far as fighting Fundora, I think that's gonna be a whole other can of worms. Why I say that is because you heard what they put out saying that talking about only fighting PBC fighters. So that might be an issue. That might really be an issue moving forward. Like in terms of trying to consolidate all the belts with one champion or in one fight. But you never know. Money talks and BS walks. So, but you know, boxing politics is a mother effort. You know that. So Xander is a unified champ that is delivering those belts right to Boots' front door. Over there, man, it's gonna be a good one, man. They should pack out the Barclays, man. They should pack it out. Boy, it was good. Ooh, boy, he ain't a Boots. Let's see. I feel you. Fundora might be unbeatable at 54. I think to beat Fundora, I get what you're saying with the unbeatable stuff. I think with Fundora, I think you just got to be well prepared for that guy. You really do. And the thing is, I don't think he's the easiest to prepare for, especially not anymore. I think the fact that he fight the way he do, he's a lot smarter. He's a lot smarter, more calculated, patient, and disciplined. And those things make for him to be a much improved fighter and tougher to deal with for the opposition. So I think he's beatable, but just not going to be easy. It's not going. The list of people, it don't look like it's a long one, especially at 54. And it's almost starting to look like if he don't go up a next weight class, he gonna be running shit for a while. He said the title got me. Which one? Where Ryan said he'd knock out Boots. He got that 80-inch reach. Yeah, he got the reach of a heavyweight. Got the reach of a heavyweight, and he fight at junior middleweight. So he out there punching people from 3 feet away. I was saying that before the other day. That's what he do. He punch you from 3 feet away. That shit ain't nothing fair about that. It's nothing fair about what Fundora is able to do, but we'll see. I just hope politics don't ruin potential great fight. Because I ain't gonna lie, to see Boots go up against a guy like that, it'd be crazy too. Imagine that, him and Boots. You just don't know who to pick because of what the hell Fundora is capable of doing. That shit, just think about how Boots would attack that big, tall, long, like that'd be crazy. And that's if he win, though. You know what I'm saying? But even imagine a Xander fighting Fundora. Either one, that's crazy. Anybody fighting him is gonna look crazy. Anybody. Boots avoid Virgil? Nah, negative. That you just seen it. Have you been paying attention to anything? On allow fighters to be a boogie yacht because boxing is a business. A boogeyman don't turn no whatsoever. In business, you can't fight everyone who calls you out. Therefore, there's no boogeyman. And that couldn't be more of a fact. That's why I call my guy the plug, man, aka the facts. But shout out to Dub, man. That's real shit, bro. And you know what I learned too? It's funny, Dub. Soon as somebody start over exaggerating the boogeyman angle, you see that person lose. You seen it back to back. You seen it with Matias. You seen it with Bakram. Like every single time you see it, when they start pushing that, you see somebody just take an L. Every single time. Like people be pushing the hell out of that. This is when the boogeyman. Remember, the most recent one was Bakram for me. And then you see Josh Kelly go out there and do what? Do what to what? Outbox the boogeyman. You know what I mean? The so-called boogeyman. Shout out to Gavin Gomes, man. Appreciate that love, man. I think this is the type of win for Boots that can age well. Absolutely. Even at their loss, I believe Xander will go to be a champ in another division. I think he could too. I low key. I'll definitely see Xander at 60 at some point. I definitely see Xander at 60 going to 160 at one point. You're talking like Boots is 100% guaranteed. Well, no, you came in here listening to it like that. You came in here hearing that. I hate when people do that. So just tune in before you try to, go off running your mouth, man. Because I ain't act like nothing. Nothing in boxing is 100%. Nothing is 100% guaranteed. Not no fight, not no decision, not no competitive fight. You ain't never hear me say it's 100% Boots is gonna win. You would never hear me say that. You know what I'm saying? I tell you, I favor Boots' chances of winning that fight, but I do think Fundora is strong in areas that will challenge Boots and make the fight a good one. Xander is not some run-of-the-mill guy. I think he's a young champion, but I think he's good, bro. I think he's well-schooled. He's smart, man. He's talented, and he brave, man. He got, like he said, he got the kahunas. I don't think he's gonna be a scared guy. I don't think the moment is gonna get away from him. You get what I'm saying? I don't think Xander is like the light's gonna be too bright. I think when the fight play out, the best man is gonna win. That's what I think. And if that's gonna be Xander, then he gonna get saluted. If that's Boots, he gonna get saluted. But nothing is 100%. So, you know what I mean? Relax, calm down a little bit, G. You know what I'm saying? You want to hear some Xander? You want to hear some ways Xander could win? If Xander is able to, actually use this movement, this lateral movement, and change levels and change looks on Boots, the way that they felt like Karen did in the times where he fought him, then yeah, he could provide he could create some moments of success for himself. It's not just one way fight. I don't think it's gonna be a washing, so to speak, but I do think it could get ugly at some point. I do, but nah, Xander can box, and he a big boy. You know what I'm saying? He a big boy. They both got some good size on them, both relatively comparable in height. You know what I'm saying? You got a real challenge on both sides. You know what I'm saying? And like I said before, you probably came in here so you didn't hear it. I think there's an argument that Xander Zayas could be the best fighter that Boots has fought. There could be an argument, and he's definitely unified, so that's what's up. And then on the other side, I definitely think the same for Xander. I don't think it's nobody that he's fought that's Boots, right? That's a Boots type of talent. So may the best man win. People say Boots is there to be hit, but Boots get hit, and he do way more hitting than he get hit. And Xander get hit too. They both get hit. I've seen both of them take shots, clean shots. You get what I'm saying? But I seen Boots get stiffened up a bit, but I ain't seen him visibly hurt. I seen Xander kind of, shake it just a bit, but not really hurt, right? I've seen them guys get tested to a degree. You know what I mean? So they both can get hit. You know what I'm saying? But the question is, who's going to be more hittable on the night, right? Who's going to be better on that night, right? Who's going to be doing the hitting? You know what I'm saying? Is it going to be Xander doing the hitting, or is it going to be Boots, man? It's a good fight either way, though. Shout out to my guy, the Objective fan. What's good, Brody? Think that the better coach in this fight, Javier Centeno, is a very good technical coach. Any relation to Hugo? Dub? Is he related to Hugo Centeno? I'm tripping. I'm probably tripping. Probably no relation, though. Probably a whole different set of Centenos, though. He gave Campbell a solid game plan versus Teofimo. I like that. Shout out to Gavin Goins. Appreciate the love in that super chat, family. Yeah, man, you make a great point, bro. He did give him a really good game plan. And I think the emotional nature of Teofimo helped them execute it a lot smoothly, too. You know what I'm saying? Marcus, he said, who you got winning? Man, I lean towards Boots. I do. I think Boots got more of a bag. I think he got more in his arsenal, and I think he's more creative, But I always like the Dub input. The coaches matter, but ultimately, I think the way you execute the game plan is what's going to matter, man. How is Xander going to approach this fight with Boots? How is Boots going to approach the fight with Xander? Is Boots overlooking Xander by saying he a baby, right? He ain't got nothing for him, right? Is Xander going to prove him wrong by saying that? You get what I'm saying? So we're going to find out, man. But I like it. Ultimately, I just think it's going to come down to who the better man on the night. But I agree with Dub. I think coaching definitely matters for sure. Definitely weighs in, man. Sometimes a great coach or the right coach could be the X factor. You get what I'm saying? Not everybody got a Roy Jones telling you getting bitched out in real time. You know what I mean? To keep it that real with you. So shout out to Xander, though. And on top of that, they said he hired the nutritionist that Bud, I guess, and Shakur uses or something to that effect to make the weight. So I think he's trying to cross his T's and dot his I's, man. If you a young Xander Zayas, it's all about preparation, yo. That's all. It's all. And I think that it's really for both guys being ready for the moment, because it's going to be a big moment for both fighters, and regardless of who feel like they in the driver's seat in terms of who's going to win the fight, it don't even matter. But it's all about preparation, bro. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to be prepared to deal with what Boots bring to the table, and vice versa? Boots, can you deal with Xander's eyes? Right? That's all, But I like what I seen more from Boots. But I also know better, and I watch Xander enough to know that don't just think he can't fight. Like, there's nothing about him that says he can't fight or handle himself. So I don't think he that in over his head in that way. But I do think ultimately Boots can prove what a lot of people think, not just myself, right? I seen a poll more recently, just not too long ago. It was over 70% for Boots. Over 70% of the people in the poll was rooting for Boots to win, picking Boots to win the fight. That doesn't mean everything. That's not the end-all, be-all. But so far, I've seen 3 polls, all of them with thousands of views. The last one I just seen was the most recent one. That was the highest I've seen it in favor of Boots. So I think I think a lot of that is what people already thought about Boots. And I think some of that big number is people overlooking Xander. I think they might not believe in him. And I think it might have been a fight here or there where people are trying to hold it against him and making it seem like he ain't as talented as what he is. But that kid can box, bro. Young man can box. Shout out to Big Dog Willie. What's good with it? Yeah, he been smoking. He said, well, what Conor Ben say? He on smoke, man. He's on smoke. Ryan's on smoke, man. He's on smoke. He definitely on smoke, bro. Because I don't know if he think he could do anything with Boots. But yeah, y'all, like I said, good fight. So I want all y'all to know, man, this is a solid fight. It's a 50, 55, 45 type of 60, 40, 50, 50-ish. It's one of them, right? It's one of them type fights. I'll say 50-50 to be fair, right? May the best man win. But Ryan ain't beating no damn Boots, no way, no how. I'll never see him fighting him. I think he just enjoying using certain people's names, right? And like I said, it sounds like he frustrated that Eddie Hearn is, voting his fighter. Let's keep rolling, man, because we do got this fight coming up this weekend. It feel like the 10th. Damn, Conor Benn and Conor Benn and Regis Progress. I wonder what kind of fight this gonna be. And why I say this, because look, I've seen a picture of Conor Benn, a video. I've seen some picture and a couple videos. He do look slim in the face, and I think a lot of that is obvious. He's cutting weight, so he's gonna look slimmer in the face. But I do think it's because he dropped a lot of weight from where he was just at. He mentioned being as much as 175 pounds. We know he just had back-to-back fights at middleweight, and he dropped down to a catch weight of 150 instead of the full-fledged 147 for obvious reasons. But I think in the process, that weight cut kind of showing up real bad. You know what I mean? I think it's showing up. I think it's clear as hell because we was just seeing him where he didn't look like that. He looked a lot healthier up there at 60, and now he looking slim as hell in the face. He looking funny in the face. So I got a couple clips I'm gonna play from these dudes, man. I don't know if he's actually drained or if he just looked that way because he cutting. Let's see if that has any type of impact on the fight. Now, if he's truly compromised, then maybe he has an issue going into the fight. Maybe Regis gets it off on him. But if not, he gonna. I like Regis, but I wouldn't be surprised if he stop him, bro. I don't know if let me know if my audio cut out. It looked like I was
my thing. You're not on my level for sure. You're not on my level, bro. You look at my resume. You look at yours. It's different. Like I've been a champion twice. You never been a champion. So I'm coming over there. I'm coming to do my thing. And yeah, I'm gonna see you April 11th.
I mean, he didn't have much to say when I see him. I mean, I don't listen to all the noise, but ultimately, talk is cheap, and he'll find that out on Saturday. If he wants to, if he don't want to put respect on it, I'll make him respect it. It ain't going to be funny when I punch him in the mouth, is it?
Damn, it's crazy. I thought today I was a day off. Today is Thursday. Wow. I'm tripping, man. My apologies, y'all. I was a little Tyson Fury and Makhmudov. I expect Tyson Fury to pull that fight off. I wouldn't be surprised if Buddy made it the distance, but we'll see. See how Tyson Fury look. See if he's fighting like he's still hungry. I'm not the craziest heavyweight fight, but definitely not a bad one, man. I wouldn't mind watching Makhmudov. You know what I'm saying? Because at least we know he should go get in there and try to go for it. But Tyson Fury probably going to be too athletic, box, move around, keep him at the end of his punches, keep him at range, and be physical in spots where he need to be. If he typical Tyson Fury, he should win this fight. He said, like, rope from the dead. Eggman punching too hard for Regis. You know what's funny about that egg story, big dog? You know, they gave him that egg excuse, yo, the WBC. I don't know if you ever heard that. Look it up, yo. They really gave him the excuse with the eggs. That's crazy. And I always said that's probably why he cried. You know what I'm saying? Because they just made it up, huh? They gave you an excuse. Oh, it was tainted eggs. It's crazy. Crazy work. Crazy work. What if Regis knocked Conor out? That's what I'm saying. Hey, look, John. Hey, John Wick, I'm just saying he did. Conor is dropping weight, man. Regis is talking that talk. Regis don't look that bad.
Conor, look, bro, I'm coming for you. I don't know what you think this is. It's not sweet. I know you picked me because y'all think it's...
I love, this the Rougarou. Please come out here and give him hell, Regis. Regis always a dude I'm a root for, bro. Come out here and give him hell, Rougarou. Regis said, Conor, you know what you think this is? Shit ain't sweet, B. Huh?
Conor, look, bro, I'm coming for you. I don't know what you think this is. Not sweet. I know you picked me because y'all think it's sweet over here. It's not sweet, bro. I'm coming to UK. I'm coming to upset you. I'm coming to do my thing. You're not on my level. For sure, you're not on my level, bro.
look at my resume, you look at yours, it's different. Like I've been a champion twice, you never been a champion. So I'm coming over there, I'm coming to do my thing, and yeah, I'm gonna see you April 11th.
I mean, he didn't have much to say when I see him. I mean, I don't listen to all the noise, but ultimately talk is cheap, and he'll find that out on Saturday. If he wants to, if you don't put respect on it, I'll make him respect it. Ain't gonna be funny when I punch him in the mouth, is it?
He said he got busted egg yolk in his head. Kyle said he got egg yolk. It's crazy, bro. Egg yolk in the hair is wild, bro. Roger said Ryan would fight Boots before Haney. Probably. You're probably right, though. In that instance, Regis is my guy in real life. They bringing the dog out there to slaughter him. Yeah, man. Hopefully he can resurrect the Rougarou one time. Yeah, Cal, you a fool, man. Cal said it don't matter, man. The man got yolk in his head, man. the Regis detective chirp. Man, Regis like he in some good shape. But I just know how I know, man. It's gonna be a tough one. But I hope whatever happened, if he do happen to lose, because he's seen better days and he ain't in his prime no more. Obviously, Conor Benn is closer to his prime, you would think, than Regis is to his. But Regis is aware of what they doing, bro. That's one thing I do like. Maybe that could present a certain chip on his shoulder, make him fight a certain way. I don't know. Maybe he's more motivated by that. But Conor Benn does look a little drained. Can Regis Prograis take advantage of that? Was that Jojo Diaz fight just a one-off anomaly type of thing, or is that a peek into things to come? Right? Is that some foreshadowing going on, saying maybe your punch resistance ain't what it once was? You ain't punching like you used to. You get what I'm saying? So, or you can't take a punch the way you used to, should I say? But some would say Conor Benn ain't had a knockout since Chris Algieri. And since the egg situation, you haven't seen him get a knockout since then. So they trying to allow him. They trying to throw him in there to be a sacrificial lamb. Will it backfire? Remains to be seen. But that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. That's 100% what they're doing. If you ask me, they think Regis on his way out. Conor Benn coming off the biggest win of his career with Chris Eubank in a rematch, and I think they're trying to set him up to get a knockout. Even made it comfortable for him at a catch weight at 150. So, and throw a lot of money at him for him to do it. So he got everything going his way to go out there and just fight. No, boxing is about timing, man. We know Regis has some tough fights by now, man. He took some tough losses. Can box all night, not fight, mess around and edge him. But Regis like to fight, yeah, he gonna oblige Conor, and Conor gonna oblige him, man. It's gonna be like two trains on the same track because these dudes don't like to take a backward step. Damn, Regis gonna be beat too. He really the Ruger. He gonna be beat. Regis gonna fight it out, bro. He gonna make you fight. He gonna make you hurt him, should I say? Regis gonna make you hurt him. Telling you, man. Should be a good fight though, as long as it lasts. But I just hope. I'm telling you, I'm just being real. Regis gonna lose. I hope he get his licks in too. For real, bro. See the butcher, but I don't see him in the chat. Well, I don't see you. It's crazy. I don't know why I don't see you. Regis had even decent footwork. Mike could feel better. All his chances, yeah. I feel like if it's punch resist, a little bit younger version of Regis, man. Just a little bit. 2-3 years, Kind of been a spoiled brat. Get anything he asks for. Possibly. Do he got silk sheet syndrome? Silk sheet syndrome. Conor Benn, is he too comfortable? I mean, look, he is coming off two of the biggest paydays of his career, right? Is he fed now, right? And they throwing him a lot of money. So did he lose focus? He don't look like it though.
No doubt about it. Thank you very, very much. That brings us to the end of our second press conference this evening. Coming up next, we'll have Tyson Fury and Arslanbek Makhmudov. But before we move on, please, let's invite Conor Benn and Regis Prograis for their official face-off.
Weak ass music, man. You can't just Regis don't go out like Willie Lump Lump, bro. It's a good thing they both short.
Here is the face-off until the weigh-in tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, from New Orleans, Louisiana, 30 victories as a professional, 24 by KO. He is Regis Rivera Prograis. And his opponent, the man who's defeated every man he's faced in his career, from Essex, United Kingdom, Conor, the Destroyer Benn.
Yeah, they say he beat everybody he's faced. That's a cute way of trying to say he got one loss. Why not just say he lost before? Regis do look like he ready, man. I just hope he could. I hope his punch resistance is good, man. Hope he in great shape and he got a good game. That's all I go for. The rest he got to take care of, but I hope he on point. Yeah, behind the hands, I already know, bro. It's gonna be a tough night. And you start getting up there in age too. Start getting up there in age, it get harder to do what you used to do. Like, and the biggest thing for me behind the hands was the fight with JoJo. That was too telling. JoJo's not a known puncher, and he was shaking Regis up multiple times. Seemed like not every single time, but it's like those good shots he'd get hit with was really bothering him throughout the fight. It's like he was really buzzing Regis in there, man. Regis had to really bite down and figure it out. It was getting crazy. I thought at one point, I thought he was going to stop him for a second. Bleach blonde hair. No respect, bro. Cal, you shot out. Yeah, man. The biggest thing for me is doing this without Bobby Benton. Oh, yeah, that too. That too. And that's another element. L-Dub just brought up the coaching element in the Zayas and Boots fight. And now that you said that, that comes to mind in this particular fight. Not being with the guy that you've been with. Who is that? It was that. And I thought about that. Was that Kate Karoma that was just in the video? So, yeah, definitely not Bobby Benton. And I just hope it work out for him, man. I don't want to see him just go out like Willie Lump Lump. You get me? Don't go out like Willie Lump Lump, man. Go out there, get yours off, man. You know what I'm saying? I hope he get his off. Let's see how it's going to be interesting to see how Conor look. But I'm telling you, some tell me they think this is going to be a knockout for him. A knockout win for him. Yeah, Coach K, same guy that one of the fighters came out and said, man, he getting people. He going to get somebody hurt. They say he teaching the fighters the wrong shit on purpose. At least that's what the word on the street was, man. Said bro out there teaching the wrong shit on purpose. That's diabolical too, by the way. Teaching somebody the wrong shit on purpose is wild. That's wild. That's truly insane. So, yeah, man. No Bobby Benton. Yeah, it was Troy Isley, right? Troy Isley said it. Troy Isley said it. And I heard some things about his coaching for a while, man. So, it's like you going to hear some things in this boxing space. But that, no Bobby Benton, the rumors that you heard recently about Coach K, and now he got to go out there and fight this damn maniac that's coming off of 2 fights back-to-back at 160. But my question is, you know, people saying Conor been drained. How much is he going to be affected by this? I'll say this too, though. He cutting weight, and I think that's what it is. I think his face just looks skinny. I don't think it's going to affect the performance, but I could be wrong. I wouldn't be surprised if it did, but I don't know. You know, that could be something that could work in Regis' favor. Maybe he could use that to his advantage. Possibly, if he's compromised at all. Like, again, we seen what Chris Eubank was in the second fight, right, against Conor. Is there any chance that he'll be anything remotely that level? You know what I'm saying, or that kind of fighter? Will he be compromised in that way against Conor Benn. I mean, you know what I'm saying, against Regis. I would say they never talk good about the gym. I'd be honest. Yeah, I don't be hearing nothing good either. I ain't gonna lie to you behind the hands. I hear some stuff that get kind of wild, bro. You hear some things, man, when you be in this space, bro. You be hearing some things. So look, I'll be checking for this fight on Saturday, man. I like the Rougarou. I'm always rooting for him. Conor Benn's an entertaining guy. It should be an entertaining fight, definitely for as long as it lasts. But I just hope Regis is, like I said, in shape, motivated, and I hope his punch resistance is together because I believe Conor Benn is definitely going to try to go for the knockout. He don't know no other way. And neither do Regis, truth be told. You know what I'm saying? So I just hope him and Coach K got the right kind of game plan that can make this fight what it needs to be and not just like what a lot of people expect. Him to steamroll Regis and it's supposed to look bad. I would hate to see that, you know. But I hope it's a much better showing than what he had against what's his name? That he had against JoJo. He can't afford that. If Conor Benn is landing the same shots JoJo Diaz was landing, he probably gets stopped, you know? So he got to be on point this fight, man. He really do. He got to be on point for real, for real. They leading lambs to be slaughtered. But that was something else I wanted to get to, man.
But the zone, it's easy to make anyway. Why do you want your...
What is going on? Why is this lagging, man? See, this is why I deleted stream. They be pissing me off, bro, with this lagging. So hopefully Regis don't be in there double and quadruple air jabs. If I see that, Cal, speaking of that, if I see that with them T-Rex arms, I know it's over. If I see that happening with them T-Rex arms, I know it's over. I know if he start doing that, it's over, bro. He start doing that, it's a wrap Reynolds. It's a Reynolds. You could just pack it up. It's over with. If he start that shit. The air jabs, the unsuccessful double, triple, quadruple air jabs is diabolical. He start doing that shit, I know it's over, bro. I swear if he start that with them T-Rex joints, it's over. It's gonna be a long night, long or short night. I'm telling you, because that's gonna be the worst. I hate when I see him do that, bro. I absolutely hate that. So look, I'm always rooting for the Rougarou Regis program. Shout out to him, man. But I think he got a rough night. And Conor Benn, they trying to throw him a layup or an alley-oop into a knockout performance. I really believe that. Like bro said, they leading lambs to be slaughtered. That's what they trying to do. They think Regis the lamb to be slaughtered. Hopefully he don't let it happen, you know, but it's going to be tough. Now, let's keep rolling, man. Real quick, something I wanted to piss stop on. You know, Shakur's recently said he fighting at 35 and 40. It been some talks. Some people seen pictures of him. They said his body looked like he going, you know, ready to go back down to 135. You know, Remy Mortai is down there. He's the IBF champion. Shakur Diaz expressed interest of wanting to go down there, challenging for the belt, possibly the ring title at 35 as well. Hopefully that's a fight that can all them working together. So Matchroom and all them, all under one umbrella. So it should be an easy fight to make. Really should. If you can't retire, especially being that his team would want to fight as well.
It was up to you.
What is going on, bro? Come
We already discussed this many times. Like I said, we've been wanting Shakur for a long time, but we're tired of asking for it. So I don't know. Do a top rank answer.
I don't. Is Shakur still with top to make anyways?
Yeah.
Why do you want Shakur?
Because he's the best at 140 or at 135.
So your son moves up to 40. What happens in that fight?
We beat him. He's good. Fight. I mean, if not Shakur, anybody, we're coming to get all the dogs.
I'm sure. Listen.
I noticed.
What do you want next?
I noticed that, man. Pardon me, I sound like it's skipping, but I noticed that a lot of these dudes, they say that, and I think they say that optimistically, like we just coming to get these belts and all of this and that. But I like what he said. What he said is real. If you said what he said is real as to why he would want to fight Shakur Stevenson, right? He say he the best. Shit, 140, 135, he the best, man. You want to fight? That's a good fight. Him or anybody else, or they want belts. And look, Raymond Muay is a good fighter. I think he showed it, if you didn't already know it, against you know what I'm saying? He showed it against Andy Cruz. I know Andy Cruz didn't have the pro experience that he had, but he's looked at as one of the best amateurs, right? 2 gold medals. He got you know what I mean? You know what I mean? He got the 2 gold medals, hit the ground running pretty fast, was getting the title fight, and it's like his 7th fight. So no harm, no foul in that dude losing a fight. You know what I'm saying? To a guy like Raymond Muay. But I think Raymond, solidified himself as a champ. I think people resonate with the name now more. And I think he's put himself in the driver's seat to make big fights, better fights for himself, whether it's a unification and or a fight with Shakur Stevenson. That shouldn't make sense. I would love to see it, bro. I would love to see that fight with them. It's a good scrap. Shout out to my guy Pooh the Kid, man. He said, keep cooking, my G, always supporting in the cash app. Much love, much appreciation, Pooh. My dog, K Money, said, Boost packing Xander up, and I say that disrespectfully. I feel that. I feel you. But yeah, man, look like obviously I don't think a unification would be the next stop for Shakur at 40. So I really like this Raymond Muay fight, bro. Good showing in his last outing, bro. He really did his thing. It was a really close competitive fight, but he showed that he was the better pro, better conditioned pro. He was better prepared too. And he fought like more of a professional. And I said this time and time again, my biggest critique for Andy Cruz is that he's still shaking out them amateur kinks. Not saying he full on fights like an amateur, but just in spots, the way he do certain things, it just make you think that he's still, shaking that amateur, system up off him, right? And you be hearing it with Bozy saying how he changed him, I tweaked him, and you got him being more front foot dominant and stuff like that, and he get hit more. I think because of it, he takes shots, and that fight with Muay got tough. Muay did a hell of a job going to the body, being consistent, and he was changing levels, switching it up. He just had a better arsenal. Seemed like he was better prepared and executed at a higher level than what Andy Cruz was able to do. But even with all that being said, Andy Cruz is right there with him. It was a real close fight. The punch stats was like tight as hell. They was really close. It wasn't no walk away win for Muay. He got touched up in that fight too. You know what I mean? Andy Cruz is getting his work in. You know what I'm saying? For sure he was getting it in. So it was a really good fight for him. Man, good fight, but like I said, man, it's all about that next fight up, and the fight to make, I think, will be with him in court. You know what I'm saying? He said it. They've been flirting with the idea for a while. You've heard Robert Garcia talk about it. You've heard Shakur bet Robert Garcia 100,000 he'd beat his fighter. So it said, instead of just betting that you'll beat him, why don't y'all just make the fight, and that all will be good. Shout out to Pooh the Kid being a member as well as showing love in that super chat, man, in that cash app. Much love, much appreciation to my dog. Shout out to all the channel members. Appreciate you, man. Much love, man. Shout out to Judah. What's good, homie? My dog. I'm gonna whoop, yo. He better play by Top Rank Building Program. Yeah, man. You know what's funny though? Now the program changed a little bit, Pooh, with Top Rank going over there with the Zone and Golden Boy. So they all like under the same umbrella. So I would think it makes fights like this that easy to make. And with this particular matchup, Turkey don't have to be all in because you know you got Eddie Hearn that should be able to facilitate things on the side with Shakur. He working with him, right? It should be easy to make it. You know what I mean? You already know. Shout out to Poop. Appreciate you, man. One of the real ones, man, for sure. Shout out to my guy. We're gonna cook for a few more minutes though. Yeah, man. It seems like since I was hearing more consistently that Bob Arum is kind of like not making all the decisions, I guess, like he once was, I guess, over there in Top Rank because he got older. So obviously somebody else is handling, I guess, the day-to-day business. It seemed like they're more willing to make certain fights now. Like, think about it. I don't care what nobody say. A couple years ago, if they would have talked about putting Shakur and Tio together, especially if they was both on Top Rank, it would have never happened. You get me? But it's crazy that with one not being there and Tio being there, they was willing to make it. But an update, shout out to my guy L-Dub. He said Tio is not listed on the website, the Top Rank website. So that could mean free agency for his ass. And then I did hear a little whisper about him potentially going to the Golden Boy or something and fighting Ryan. But we'll see if all that happens. We'll see. But like I said, with Bob Arum not being in the mix, seemed like fights are more makeable. It seems like somebody else pulling the strings. It don't seem like guys are being held back as much is what I'm saying. Like you saying, I think you got the possibility of seeing more matchups. And now that they found the same home and they're under the same umbrella, I don't want to hear nothing when it comes to if you on Top Rank, Golden Boy, the Zone, all that shit, bro. Bro, fight the fights, bro. Make the fights, man. Get the people to fight. Shout out to Marcus being a channel member as well. Much love, much appreciation to my dog, man. Appreciate that love, man. Shout out to everybody in here, all the channel members. Make sure you hit the like button, support the grind. We're going to build for a few more minutes, and we're going to get up out of here. But look, it's a good fight to make, man. I don't see a better fight for Raymond. And if all shit, I would like that fight at 35. Shit, hell, you go back down there, take his title, and get a ring belt if they put that shit on the line. If you should core, hell yeah, that's a good fight, bro. A real good fight. Shout out to my dog, man. Who the kid, man, and Marcus being a channel member. Conor, what's good with it, bro? How you been, man? What kind is that? What kind is that? Oh, it's not the new one. All right, bet. Shout out to you, man. What's good, Conor? How you been? So let's see it, man. I think Moritai is a good fighter, bro. He's somebody that Top Rank seem like they believe in, but let's see if they really let him know, really willing to let him spread his wing a little bit. You know what I mean? That's a risky fight. And I think it's a good fight for boxing, one that nobody should be able to complain about because it's a world champion that he'll be fighting, right? So anybody from 135 to 140, I want to see any of those fights that make sense, man. You already know. Shout out to Marcus, man. Did a quick live today. Felt awkward after so long. I'm glad you ain't gone, man. I ain't lying to you, bro. You might think I'm just saying it, but I ain't. And you just called my mind. I was just wondering, yo, man, where the hell Conor been at, man? Because you know why you popped in my head, bro? Because I just remembered all this time I came across my notes where you was telling me about the soundboard. I think it's the Rodecaster, right? And I found that written down and remembered. I knew it was something that I meant to get that I never got to, and it was that. It was the damn soundboard, bro. The damn soundboard. Shout out to Conor, though, man. What's good with it, bro? And Marcus, my guy, appreciate you. So like I said, man, let's see if they I hope this is the fight, though. I hope nobody try to stop it and get in the way of it, man. It should happen, right? It ain't nothing better. And how many times they gonna keep saying they want something before you allow it to happen? So let's see it, bro. I want to see the fight. Yeah, man. So yeah, It's crazy, I came across my notebook where I was writing that down, bro, where you was putting me on about the roadcaster. Nah, I ain't seen my guy JP, bro. I don't know where he been at. I ain't seen him, man. I ain't seen him. Oh, and lastly, before we get out of here, something I wanted to touch on briefly, that where is no surprise. Where is no surprise at? Let me pull this up real quick, this picture, man. Yeah, but I ain't seen my guy JP, man. I don't know where my guy been at, man. I ain't seen him. Ain't seen him. Lastly, before we get out of here, man, something I hate to see this stuff, but I don't be surprised. Let me get to that, man. Where my God, JP? I ain't seen him in a hot minute, too. It's been a little while. These kind of post fighters, they don't even be getting back to the ring, and they'll give you all this like false hope that they coming back, and then they'll just hit you with a post, and next thing you know, they go from talking about coming back to they retiring or some shit. Boom, boom. I think this is what I was looking for. Is this it? This better be what I was looking for. Man, did y'all see? He said, I'm not sure how much content we even knew, but I had to knock the rust off. Oh, yeah. This shout out to my guy. I remember I did clip this for a reason. Shout out to L-Dub, man. So y'all know where I was getting this from about Teofimo Lopez being removed from the Top Rank website, fighter section. So you could see him on another home. You know what I'm saying? You could see him somewhere else. And like I said, I heard Golden Boy possibly. So we'll see. Now, you'll be straight, knock the rust right back off, get right back into the swing of things, bruh. You feel me? Right back at it. Like you never left. Shout out to Dub, man. That dude was like all day information, all day on Twitter. One of the few people that you could follow and really get real boxing information from all day. I'm telling you. No rage bait, no clickbait, no just talking shit, no toxic shit, no tearing down the sport. Just here goes some information for y'all. I'm not sure if anyone care, like, you know what I'm saying? God nice he is, but I don't know if y'all care. But whoever needs to know, you know, this is what's going on, G. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be no more T.O. Ain't no more T.O. on the Top Rank. But he been screaming about getting up out of there for the longest anyway. So maybe now he get what he want. Maybe now he get what he want. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Maybe he gets what he want now. And where's the damn picture at, bro? So I don't know if y'all been following it, but of course it's one of the Charlo brothers. And I see people still mixing up the two. I don't know how people still mixing up Jamel and Jamar. It's weird to me. You got to know the difference between the two. You got to know Twin Charlo is Jamel and Future of Boxing is Jamal. Like, I thought we all knew that part, but guess not. I'm saying they mixing them up, but surprised that no one else has spoken on Teofimo Ben. I'm not, because they probably don't even know, yo. They probably don't even know, Doug. Probably don't even know, bro. Probably don't even know, real talk. Probably don't even know. Probably don't even know, man. What I about to say? Oh, let me pull this picture up. I've been trying to get up for a second. Yeah, so I happened to be scrolling and I seen Jamal Charlo. Seen him post on his Instagram story, and I seen him post that, you know, he's saying he retired. I'm like, huh? Bro saying he retired, man. Where's this picture at, bro? I was like, man, I retire. Said Lion, he retired. He said Lions only is a lifestyle. Now, for some reason, I can't find this picture where I had it at. You know what? Now does put together cards before they even get rumored. I've seen them do it. I've seen them tell fighters their fights before they even say their own dates. I've seen them do a lot, bro. I really have. I've seen them do it. Seen him, I seen it with my own eyes, man. Seen him do it that far. Hey, Jamel Mel always have his head locked to the left. Yup, Jamal has the better posture. That's how I tell them apart. That's funny. That's funny, yo. That's funny because you're right, yo. That's funny. Shout out to B More. What's good with it, fam? That's funny, bro, because you're right. You're definitely right. It's crazy. How do I tell them apart, though? I don't know. I think I just could. I never even thought about it, but I never mix them up. Like, it don't take me long or nothing. Like, it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's the jaw lines or something. I don't know what these dudes are, the tats, but I definitely could tell them two apart for sure. For sure. Where's that post at? Where he said it at? And I don't know if this was a frustration post from Jamal, or was he just telling the truth? Because he's saying what a lot of people already was thinking, man. A lot of people already was feeling like it's over for him anyway. He done. But remains to be seen. I don't know, man. I don't know, but activity and stuff like that, then you run the risk of not making it back. You know what I'm saying? You run the risk of not making it back. And I think that's where he at. He said you stay mixing them up. It's crazy because I don't know. I always been big on that. I hate mixing up people names. I hate calling somebody the wrong name, messing up a name, or mixing somebody up for somebody else. I hate that. I think because somebody used to do it to me. I used to always get mistaken as my brother and stuff like that. That shit is annoying sometimes. Like, bruh. Man, hell, it's the jaw lines, the head, something. The way they cut this something, man. And Mel got more of an attitude. Mel be turned up. He be mad for no reason. He like a one-man army. Bro is his own. He like a riot. You know that term where they be like, he's a riot. That's Mel. Then when that dude was at that poncho, he was whistling and shit, talking about Terrence Crawford. Crawford? Like Crawford? I'm like, yo, Jamel Charlo was burnt out, man. He had that poncho on with the pool. I think he had the pool stick in his hand. He was wild and whistling and shit, walking off, coming back. I'm like, yo, this man is a full-blown fool, bro. Full-blown fool. I can't believe. You know what? It's pissing me off, man. StreamYard. I don't know what's going on. The laptop is StreamYard. I don't know what's happening today. But yeah, Jamel Charlo said he's, Lions only is a lifestyle now. You know what I'm saying? Lifestyle. So, and then he posted a picture saying sorry, not sorry. So he basically, I guess, sending a message to the fans or to be done with this here boxing game. That's what he's saying. Come on, what is going on today, bro? Man, I don't know why that. I don't know what's going on, but my joint is freezing and I'm about to end it. What the heck is going on? People stay calling me Sheriff or Sharif. Man, that'll piss me off for sure. Call me no damn Sharif. Should be easy though, Reef, right? Like Sharif. I got a cousin named Reef, so I had hopes for Jamal Charlo coming back because that's not Jamel. I seen a video, somebody said Jamel, that's Jamal. Jamal is the future of boxing. That's his Instagram handle, but he said he done with boxing. Now Lions Only is a lifestyle. It's funny that he even spoke Lions Only because it's usually coming from Jamel promoting Lions Only. So, but I'm not fully surprised. I mean, he been having outside the ring issues for years now, probably self-inflicted, but at the end of the day, he's still human. But it seemed like he got issues, and it seemed like those issues are bigger than boxing, and it seemed like they stopping him from making his return that he been seemingly, you know, telling the people he's going to be making for years, and he just ain't made it back. He just ain't made it back. I mean, undefeated, nobody kicked his ass in the ring, but unfortunately, like, lifestyle choices in life may have kicked his ass. Maybe mental health may have kicked his ass. I don't know, but it's unfortunate, man, because I thought Charlo still had something in the tank. He don't look like the same exact fighter that he was, but he didn't look too far removed from it, right? Looked like he still had something there if he would have just been able to stay focused and get back. But his fate would have it, man. He just ain't been able to get back and stay consistent. And now, since Jamel's lost to Canelo, it seemed like he been fighting, trying to get back in the game. So I don't know, man. It's crazy. Them Charlos was at the top one time. They was both champions together at the same weight class. They was making a lot of noise. You know, Jamel was undisputed. And it's like all that shit changed with that one fight against Canelo. Everything changed on that night. So it is what it is, man. We don't see Jamal Charlo back in the ring. And we'll know it was more to that tweet than what we thought. Or, you know, it was some truth to that tweet. Out there dressed like Sting. Yeah, you seen the picture, Gavin? I seen it too. I was trying to pull the picture up, but for some strange reason, none of my pictures was pulling up. So it's kind of frustrating me. Jimmy was good with it, fan. But hopefully that's just him maybe venting or being frustrated. Hopefully that's like, you know, the fighter talk of retiring and he don't actually do it. If he still got something left in the tank, that is. If he really done with the sport, then yeah, I'll say walk away too. Because you mess around and get yourself hurt, especially if you ain't 100. But shout out everybody, man. That's my time for today, man. I appreciate all the love, every super chat, every cash out, every like. Everybody that continues to pull up and rock out with your boys. Shout out to all the channel members and the new moderators. We're going to keep rocking and building, man. We'll be back tomorrow. It's Friday. We're going to close the week with some boxing. Don't even forget, stay tuned to, you know, the return of the Gypsy King for people that like boxing. He'll be back fighting Makhmudov. And you got Regis probably going to be going life and death with old Conor Benn in there. Conor Benn looking a little drained, looking a little slim in the face. Let's see if that affects him. The last two fights was up there at 60. He said he was as high as 175 or something like that. Now he's dropping all his weight down to 150. Let's see if that affects him, and let's see if it gives Regis a leg up, or let's see if it's just meant for Conor Benn to go out there and destroy, like his name suggests, right? But with that, man, I'm going to get with everybody tomorrow. I appreciate y'all. Hit the like button on the way out. Share the live, hype the live, and I'll see everybody tomorrow.